As you can see, he's already at the bar because he got some Ciroc. But I get to say, we just see Ace Hood, a real genuine dude. I salute you. I salute you. Like, just your humble and stuff. I appreciate every artist like you. That's it. At the bar.
Yeah, at the bar radio.
Yeah. You already know this the king of Philly, man. At the bar radio, man. You already know. Right.
Where to get lit at? You on your own. Just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act Gilligan on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always trippin'. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimpin'. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my brody came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. I'm alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. Yeah.
I bet you would make your friends again.
Alright.
I bet.
Hey, Tuna.
5,000.
You made this?
I'm all alone. I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. I'm alone. I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. It's a different day, no, it's same story, nigga. I've been winning, retire like I'm Robert Horry, nigga. They just thought they knew me, but I'm here to make my story bigger. Keep that Laker 40 with me, always know I had that clipper. She act Gilligan on my boat, bet I'm gon' skip her. If they start getting out of line, I bet I'm gon' get them. Pack a bag and book a flight, so they know I'm always trippin'. I've been Scotty with the right, so they always know I'm pimpin'. Well, I always say I got haters, cause they just know I'm living. Word to my brody came on, they just know I got a vision. The stove gotta stay on, so no product missing. Government want us to stay home, go broke for politicians. Had to carry that weight, never dealt with the opposition. My homie tryna beat the case when he had no pot to piss. I'm tryna cop a bird, but he caught up with all them pigeons. And I can never chase when ain't no love when you got them riches. I'm all alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back. I'm alone, I been asking where your bitch at. She on the phone, tryna figure out where to get lit at. You on your own, just know why with that chit chat. I'm on the road, cause this that planning, this that get back.
Oh, shit. Yo, 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 yo. So it is the world's most dangerous podcast. We got y'all can't see what CBP was doing behind the scenes, but he was doing his thug thizzle dance and
It was on. It's a beautiful day, baby. Gotta
yeah,
enjoy
we
it.
get really scared when CP3 starts doing the early in the show. We be like, oh, what type of show is it about to be?
Oh, it's about to be on tonight, baby.
If I didn't know no better, I would have thought he did a line, but
I don't be doing that. I may know some people that do that stuff, but I don't
why,
partake.
but why is your voice already like that
Because it's
today?
gonna be a wild motherfucking show. We ain't got no guests.
So you just gonna act a fool the whole show?
It's been a long week. I'm tired. I ain't been putting in work. I done sold some cars this week, qualified for my check, so I feel pretty damn good. And my food stamps hit yesterday. So it's like the lottery, nigga.
Yo, the funny thing is, people was like, "Are y'all grilling out today?" I was like, "No, we ain't grilling today."
Oh,
Like,
see,
what?
because it's a beautiful day, man.
Who was it? Nadia.
Oh yeah.
Nanya. I'm sorry, Nanya Sonberg. She had asked about it.
Yeah, man, I was thinking about that and I was at work, but I was working.
I was like, no, it's been a very stressful week, so.
Yeah, I wasn't at work though. Yeah, I think the grill would have been fired up. I said that when I got to work. I was like, yeah, if he wasn't here today, I think I'd be at the grocery store right now. But yeah, it would have been a good day to throw some food on the grill. We'll see what's up with next Sunday. See what the weather's looking like. Yeah, work.
The way when I check the weather, it's like all week it's gonna be 60.
Damn, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be like in the 60s.
So we'll get some rain.
But it's a little concerning though. I'm not gonna lie to y'all because it is still February.
Well, you know, March right around the corner. So
It doesn't matter. We've had snow in March before.
I mean, with this climate change, we don't know what the hell we doing.
Exactly.
Last
That's
week it
why
was
it's
60
concerning.
on Saturday and we had sleet on Monday. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Well, just the beginning of the year. Remember, like on the 1st, it was like 70 degrees, and then we had a ton of snow.
Yeah,
next day.
I'm used to that. We haven't had a real winter in so long and shit, so it's like.
Well, no, I'm good with the winter, but the
I mean, snow.
bipolar stuff, I
Yeah,
don't like.
bipolar, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the DMV weather.
Yeah, man. That's what I call it, DMV bipolar weather.
Mhm.
Like most of the winter.
Like most of the females.
Like what?
Huh?
Okay, say the man who is causing these problems. Like,
Hold on.
I can't.
I don't be causing any problem. I might add to the problem, but I'm not the cause of them.
I feel like you would. Okay, put it like this. I'm gonna be real with you. If someone with my personality went through some of the things that you have done, I would be in jail, and you would not be here.
Damn.
No, that has certain things.
No. I don't care. I'm a bottom line type of person. Bottom line, if you smash somebody that you talking to, sister, you gotta go.
I mean, there's certain things you know you can get away with.
No,
with certain
that's
people.
not-
Yeah,
but
you
that's-
can't. Certain things you can't do with everybody.
But see, at the same time, some people, like for me, I'm like, when people first met me, even you included, they think I'm one way, right? After some time, little by little, they start to know me. And then they realize, okay, she's not at all what I thought she was before. So what happens when you get in a situation like that? What happens when you think she is going to be passive? You think you can get away with these things. You do these things and she completely flips out on you.
But to his defense, he did not smash her sister.
Thank
He got head from.
That is no better.
Yes, it is.
But
You cannot touch
There was no
the
penetration
sister.
involved.
he did smash her enemy.
Which is like when you add all of that together
But, I mean, it just happened, man.
and you penetrated her mouth. So that is penetration.
And when I did smash her enemy, we weren't officially together.
Doesn't
We were
matter.
just fucking.
Principle.
I mean, I was a different person. I was in my mid-20s, man.
And if you were to deal with someone that had the personality of this chick, you wouldn't have made it past your mid-20s.
Well, like I say, I would know what my limits were and know what I can get away with. That's it all. That's basically what it comes down to, knowing what you can get away with and knowing what you can and can't do and what those trigger things are. So yeah, like I said, I wasn't doing that with it. Like I said, at that stage of my life, I was, yeah. I'm working on putting the script together on some of the stuff that was going on in my 20s. But you got to think about it. 20-year-old making good money on the job, making good money doing other things outside of the job, in an environment where you're the newest, hottest thing around, and everybody, wants a piece. What are you gonna do?
Let me say this. When I was like 21, 22, I worked for this company and I sold property. Guess where I sold property at? Paradise Island, Bahamas. Could I go down there anytime I wanted? Yep. 21, 22. And I did not use that time frame. And I made good money. I didn't use that time frame to be ratchet.
We were in different places. I was
Clearly.
in PG County and you were in the Bahamas there too.
I was between Virginia Beach and Paradise Island.
Yeah, so those are two different environments.
I could have still been ratchet.
Yeah,
So
you could have been, but I was in Landover Hills, behind the giant. You know how shit it is over there.
So you was just
I just adapted to my environment. Adapting to
so
your environment.
so
first.
so CP3.
Yeah,
How was your Valentine's Day?
it was cool. I didn't do anything, but I actually went out on a lunch date the following day. It was cool.
How was that? On the 15th?
Yeah, 15. Side chick
Mm-hmm.
then.
That's what I said. Mm-hmm.
But in my case, you gotta have a main chick to have a side chick. So, it is what it is. But yeah, it was went to a seafood restaurant. It was nice, good conversation.
What restaurant did you go to?
Something toss, cracking. I keep up with. I didn't know about it. It's right there. It's in Waldorf. It's right there by where the same shopping center with Chuck E. Cheese in Lido. It's right across from
it's
the
new.
No, they said it. She said it's been there for a while. So I mean, something in Toss.
Where's it located at?
Cheese in Waldorf. He said.
In Waldorf? Okay.
I got the receipt for that.
How long was your flight?
You know, I was already in Waldorf because I went to work.
Okay.
Okay,
so you went into work.
Yeah, went to work trying to see if there's any sales. It was slow.
It was a good restaurant.
Yeah, right.
I was trying to find out what restaurant so we can.
I mean,
give a review.
I got the receipt at home. I forgot.
That's not good.
I mean, the food was, I'm not a real big bowl person.
Oh, it was like a seafood.
Yeah, yeah. It was cool. The seasoning, like I said, I always think it's a little bit too over seasoned, but joint was cool. I got some wings. The wings were cool, and they had Stella on tap. So yeah, I was I ain't had Stella on tap in a minute. But the fucking name. I know it's something that tosses. I was like,
all right, but how did it go?
I mean, we had a good conversation. I thought, got home, had another conversation, and I don't want to get into specifics, but they weren't pleased with some of the logistics of the conversation.
Were you looking at other women during the conversation?
No, it wasn't no other woman to look at. That restaurant was empty.
Was it Crafty Crab?
No, I know Crafty. It's Cracking Toss or something like that in Toss.
Rockin' Toss?
Rockin' Toss.
Okay.
Yeah. I could Cracking Toss, Rockin' Toss, something in
Bless
Toss.
your heart.
Like I said, I don't go out. I don't know these things.
Something up.
I'll make a new restaurant, Cracking Toss.
But what? So it didn't go well.
I mean, it went well. It was just after we haven't spoken since Thursday because I feel like I'm always initiating the contact. The main thing she said was that she needs someone that can communicate, and she can't. I get one word responses in text. I send them, boom, how was your day? Okay. All right. So what you up to now? Studying. It's like pulling teeth. And like when she asks me stuff, I'm an open book, boom, I elaborate, tell her, history, boom, and I ask her something.
We gonna get you a woman one of these
days.
days.
I'm talking to someone right now.
So do you think so with that situation, you think it's a dead situation, or you want to try again, or?
I'm gonna see how long it takes her to contact me, because I'm always the one. She gets up and want to work before I do. I don't get a good morning text. I'm the one always good morning. Check on her during the day. She don't check on me during the day, and when I hit her up to check on her, it's like it's nothing.
Well, that's an interesting point too. Ladies, like you can send a man a good morning text.
I know a lot of women who do, but I know a lot of women who don't as well. It's so weird.
I mean, it ain't gotta be every day. Just you go to work 4 days out of the week, and once, you know what I'm saying? You go to work at 6:30. I'm normally up early, and I don't go to work till 9 o'clock. Sometimes 1. I don't get a text until I text her. I'm like.
So let me ask you a question, because this is something that I see often. Did she start out doing that and then she fell off?
No, but I spoke on it and said it's a two-way street, so it's not always shouldn't be denied. About a month ago, and it hasn't changed. So it's like I'm not gonna ask again because this is what your nature is, and if you that's something you're not doing, cool. Then when I stop, but if I don't text her, first text I do get from her, where you at? Where you been? How come I haven't heard from you? Last time I checked, I wasn't on parole.
Oh,
I ain't got to check in with
why
nobody.
do you
But
go to parole?
because that's the way she come at me, like I'm supposed to check in with her, but she can't hit me up. You know, she then like I told her, if I want, she'd get off work at 7. I text her, okay, have a safe trip. She'd get home, finally text me the hour after you whatever, and then ask me how come I didn't call her when she was on the way home. Like she can't call me, like she ain't got a Bluetooth
Yeah.
station. So I'm like, so I'm supposed to always initiate the interactions. Nah, because I've been in that situation before, and that shit sucks.
It does. It does when you're the only one reaching out or the only one texting, the only one calling. I get it.
And then questions, am I into her?
Yeah,
I'm like,
that part is
I'm like, if I'm texting, like I'm working 6 days a week, I'm doing 3 shows a week, and I'm finding time to text you every morning and check on you throughout the day, and you stay. Wow, you're the most consistent person I've dealt with that you actually check on me, and no one else does that. And then you don't return it, then I mean, you see what it feels like to have somebody that, and you can't do. See, that's that bullshit.
Aw, ladies, listen to CP3.
And she's older, so I get that from the younger chicks, but
Nah,
and,
it don't matter how old.
and as my man said, she got some miles on it. She need to be separate.
What?
Oh Lord, you know it was you were so emotional. You just
like CP3 is really grown as a person. No.
Oh, ladies, listen. And I'm like, no.
But that shit do suck, man. I deal with it, and the thing is, when we first started talking, I told her, I was like, it's about consistency, and if you want to do something, do it. And if I speak on something, like when you speak on something, you expect me to respect your, wishes or whatever.
Right.
And I spoke on it. They always say we don't know how to communicate. We don't tell me what we want, and I do, and it still gets you fucking nowhere.
Aww.
damn. This is the weird part because we usually save this shit for toward the end of the show.
Nigga, I told you it's gonna be a wild show.
I can tell.
It's about to get home. I'm about to go down.
Sure.
CP2, you a wild boy.
Yes.
He's touched.
You are a really wild boy.
You said what?
Huh?
Ew. What? You thought I wasn't gonna catch that?
Yeah. Shout out, quick shout out to my homegirl Jade, Jade Gems, watching us on IG.
What's up, Jay?
Hello.
Shout out to my best friend, my road dog, Eric. He actually just brought me some gems back from South Philly,
Okay.
from South Street.
Okay.
That's why we were late, because I was punishing that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, man.
Like, I wasn't gonna wait till after the show.
What?
That's a true friend that brings you a cheesesteak back from Philly.
Not the hate, but how small that joint was, man. I wouldn't eat cheesesteak.
Dog, it was a cheesesteak, and it was great.
Just because you fat and what's the biggest
A
cheesesteak
cheesesteak should not be
ever.
able to fit in your hand like that. His joint was like that. The cheesesteaks that I get from South Jersey, you can't close your hand.
Bruh.
Next time,
Just cause
no, man.
but
North Jersey is with a hood people at. And they
let
be
me
having.
just tell you something.
Wilsboro.
Let Jim's be around the block. The line for Jim's be around the block.
I understand.
Like in Jim's joint, they will next you real quick. You don't know what you want, you say next.
But here's the thing, I feel like to be honest with you, I don't think that over the years, I don't think that they're the same as they were maybe like 20 years ago.
Oh, probably not. They're different. It's gonna be different.
I mean, it's not to say it's not good, but
Trust me.
still.
The next time my boy go to South Jersey, I don't think it didn't make it over here the last time he come back. I'm gonna make sure I get one and bring it over. I took a picture of it, but it doesn't do it justice till you see it in person. And I guarantee, like I had it at work, and like 4 of the salesmen, joint, when he brought it out the bag, it was like, ugh. I took it in the break room. Folks was like, man, let me get a breakdown. I gave him a little breakdown. The motherfucker was like, dog, next time you go up there, we place in the order. The joint is bomb and shit. I gotta show you on the IG joint, man.
Wow.
When you get that joint, it's gonna be like, yeah, fuck. I say fuck Pagano's now after that joint. I don't even get my man to go to Philly no more. But my man go to Jersey. I wait for him to go to Jersey.
Look, let me tell you something. New Jersey's only produced Queen Latifah,
Whitney
Bruce,
Houston.
Whitney Houston, Bruce Springsteen, Naughty by Nature, and Carjacking.
Mark this day, the 20th of
That
February.
that
So when I get them,
Fresh.
when I get those cheesesteaks,
that is what New Jersey is
and
famous
he
for.
take that first bite, I guarantee you he gonna change. He gonna throw Gaetano to Wilkesboro from New Jersey.
That is what they're famous for, though. I'm just saying.
Like I say, wait till I'm gonna call my boy to you next time you going up there, and I guarantee you, you take that first bite, you be like, nigga, you was right. Nigga, you was
I'm
right.
just saying, dog. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that, like those are the landmarks of New Jersey. New Jersey is the first place that gave us
Hey,
carjacking.
you got Sopranos too.
I mean, yeah. I've never finished watching the whole season of Sopranos.
What? Man.
You never finished watching a whole season?
Yeah, I've gotten like halfway through and just turned the shit off.
I mean, I know. I watched a couple shows here and there, so like I knew what happened.
Yeah.
But
Man, I turned my dad on that show. Me and my father watched every episode of that. Unfortunately, he passed away before
the
official
final one.
ending. Yeah.
Mhm.
But,
Well,
yeah.
it took them forever to give us.
I mean, it's just that it'd be good. Then sometimes it just get really slow and boring. And when it gets slow and boring, I'll be like,
I saw the last episode.
I mean, if you didn't watch the whole season and you just hop in, yeah, it's gonna be boring because you don't know the underlying stuff, some of the stuff that's going on. Like it was some crazy shit going on. You had one of the captains with undercover gay and shit, doing foul shit. All of the backstabbing and the wars between the families in New Jersey and New York, the same way you hate New Jersey, they hate New Jersey.
I don't hate New Jersey. I just don't respect New
There,
Jersey.
there is a nickname for Jersey. You know, Dirty Jersey. You heard of it?
Nah, I mean when I went to Patterson, I can understand.
Well, that's what my daughter's family is from.
Yeah, I rode through there when I was a teenager. I seen some shit I ain't never seen before
I've
in
been
my
to
life.
Patterson many times. And,
I'm just
yeah.
saying.
That's when the spots you go down the street. Click.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Jersey gave us. Jersey gave us one of my favorite rappers, Redman.
True that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Redman. Although he does live in Charlotte now, but
I mean, when he first came out, what was he?
Jersey, Brick City.
There's that.
So yeah.
Oh, Redman.
Time for some action. Oh,
Sure. Yeah, he did call it Dirty Jers. Now I think about it.
Or New Jerusalem.
So,
You
Yeah, you gotta talk about
when you say the good old days and you shaking
because
your
I
head,
realized
like,
because I work with folks that's like in their 20s and we be having like I be talking to somebody else and I say something to them and they be like, what? Like they didn't know what a fucking pager was. I feel old.
well, you got
my kids know what a pager is.
Yeah,
They
these
ain't never
look-
seen it.
Well,
They didn't know nothing
well,
about that.
CP3. So here's the craziest thing. I remember when one of my little nephews, shout out to my nephew Shy, he had a bucket hat,
Mhm.
and so I was like, look at I said, look at my nephew with the EPMD hat. My sister liked the picture and she was like, what the hell is an EPMD hat?
Wait, your sister said that?
Yeah.
What your sister said that? Yo.
Yeah, she was when EPMD came out in '88. She was just born in '88.
Oh.
See, that's exactly how I feel. One of my coworkers was born in '97. I graduated in '95.
See, that's what I have a problem with. If I remember what I was doing when you were born, you too young.
We can't be friends.
Right. Like, I was training a group of young individuals, and they were shouting out their class, you know, as far as like when they graduated. And they were like, yeah, 2020. I was like, my daughter graduated 2021, yeah. And I'm like, and then they went, oh, I graduated in 2014. Oh, you are old head. What?
That's
That's the old head.
That's old head to you.
Oh, I'm 06. I'm real old. No, I had my youngest in 06. You're not old at all.
19 in front of my shit. You know what the fuck you talking
You see, I don't like when people say that, when like little kids, they be like, what about back in the day, like in the 1900s? I like immediately want to punch them in their throat. Like,
I mean,
what
that's
do you
what
mean the 1900s?
You should.
That do make it sound.
Like, oh, how were things back in the 1900s?
More than 1900s?
I was like, did you tell him? Well, in the 1900s, we didn't play on cell phones. We clotheslined motherfuckers.
But
Now ask me again how things in the
I
1900s.
really wanted to punch. Like, and I remember when my kids were young, a lot of kids that age were like, they were calling it the 19s. And then as they got older, they were just like the 1900s. And then my daughter, she just makes things worse. She's like, oh, I mean, how were things back in the 80s? You know, that magical era.
I was like, we hurt people back then.
Well, we got hurt. You know,
You hurt people physically and mentally.
And my kids get fascinated though. They actually appreciate it. They're like, it sounds so fun back then. I'm like,
How would you like for your parents to whoop you and then tell you to shut up? Like you just didn't get
how would you
whooped.
like your neighbor to whoop you and then send you to your mom?
To get whooped.
CPS ain't do shit back then.
Who? CPS? We didn't know anything about this.
Like if you had a black mom, they would dare you to call CPS.
It
No, I'm
wasn't
just saying.
CPS.
They be like,
It wasn't
They be like,
about
you gonna call CPS? I dare you to call CPS.
Right,
I will beat them up and then whoop you.
But when we were young, the term CPS, we didn't know anything. Who is that? Had somebody ever said CPS to me? I was like, what? What are you talking about? And
So-
like the police maybe, but not, that's it. We
Yeah.
didn't know nothing about no CPS. We thought we just had to take it.
Let me
go get your own switch. Nigga, what?
let's
Hold up,
do
you gonna beat me and make me choose the weapon I'm about to get beat? What kind of foul
You gonna
shit
beat
is
me
that?
with this race contract?
Oh, man. Well, the only thing that was worse than
Extension cord?
the only thing that was worse when the extension cord and race contract was the antenna. That's when I didn't know the difference between on an accident and on purpose. And my dad asked me, did you break it on an accident or on purpose? I said on purpose. He whipped my ass. I went to the dictionary. I never knew the difference. I knew the difference from there on. I was like, God damn it.
let me play a couple of videos and we're gonna be back. Quick music break. So we're gonna play this new video. And here's the thing.
Oh Lord. If you guys say here's the thing, oh Lord.
I haven't heard this song. It's an artist from Baltimore. I was just going on my Facebook and it was like click the link, and so I clicked the link and then I just saved it to my my YouTube, and then I just took the link and then I added it to the show. So I don't even know what this video sounds like.
You don't get no Baltimore virus.
You know what?
It's a female.
That's supposed to mean something.
I mean, you got leggings. You might like what you look.
Oh,
I mean,
he gonna look.
He gonna look. Yeah, I know.
This video could be awful.
So we're gonna play this. We're gonna play this joint, and then we'll play OCA Stacks One Check Away joint and another song. We'll do a quick music break and we'll come back. We got some interesting things to talk about. Of course, we got to talk about Kanye. Cause it's we'll save it for after we get back.
All about it in a second. Let me put this stuff down. And I sit this here. Alright, so you know what? I'm gonna go get comfortable and I'm gonna tell you all about it, boo. Girl, it's so lit. Oh my gosh. I'll be back. Hey, girl. Yes, it's time to watch this video. You know that joint just dropped. Get that bag, ho. Hey. Ah, let's do this. Yes, come on. That's so lit. get that bag, bitch. I get the bag, ho. Yeah, get that bag, ho. I get that bag, ho. Yeah, it's Mona Lisa, yeah, I get that bag, ho. When I see them bitches, yeah, you know I drag on. Big cash on me, big racks on me. Get that bag, ho. I get that bag, ho. Yeah, it's Mona Lisa, yeah, I get that bag, ho. When I see them bitches, yeah, you know I drag on. Big cash on me, big racks on me. Rated X, fuck up a check. I am the best, fuck all the rest. I the vest, but bitch, I'm blessed. My fucking nigga in the back of your legs. He said my pussy the best. He let me run up a check. Rock Chanel on my neck. Princess got diamonds, I flex. Drag on a bitch, it's savage shit. Ain't no myth for average bitch. Word on the street, I'm fucking a plug. Got him addicted, he said I'm his drug. Flew me out, let a bitch unplug. Palm trees, right sandy beach. He wanna taste this wet ass peach. Play with my feelings, get laid in the street. Get that bag, ho. I get that bag, ho. Yeah, it's Mona Lisa, yeah, I get that bag, ho. When I see them bitches, yeah, you know I drag on. Big cash on me, big racks on me. Get that bag, ho. I get that bag, ho. Yeah, it's Mona Lisa, yeah, I get that bag, ho. When I see them bitches, yeah, you know I drag on. Big cash on me, big racks on me. I'm on my best for shit, it ain't no competition. I'm finna drag on them hard, and I don't need permission. Yo, I'm a realest bitch, yeah, fuck the competition. Better play your position, I'm on a money mission. Yo, wavy hair Brazilian, red bottom with the matching bag. Fuck with the family, you bloody like a maxi pad. Pussy so good, got your man spinning hella cash. Pull up in the coupe, now you mad, wanna fight my ass. Oh, bitch, you dumb, oh, you's a lazy hoe. You better get up off your ass and chase this bag, yo. I'm talking cash flow, yo, fuck these niggas and these whack hoes. I'm from the other side, bitch, I'm here to let you, I'm a boss, bitch. It ain't no off switch, it's only real ass niggas in it I'm involved with. I'm making power moves, you just like to talk shit. Yo, presidential suite, step up in my office, yeah, be a bag, ho. I get that bag, ho. Yeah, it's Mona Lisa, yeah, I get that bag, ho. When I see them bitches, yeah, you know I drag on. Big cash on me, big racks on me. Get that bag, ho. I get that bag, ho. Yeah, it's Mona Lisa, yeah, I get that bag, ho. When I see them bitches, yeah, you know I drag on. Big cash on me, big racks on me. Bitch, Mona Lisa lit. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I talk my shit. Yeah. Yeah, I talk my shit. What you gonna do about it? Nothing. Bye. Be more on this bitch, Mona Lisa.
Cobain.
People think that she's pretty.
Yeah, I know what they look like back in the day.
I want check away.
Just try to see if you can twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth something.
I want check away.
Just try to see if you can twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth something.
I want check away.
Wah.
O-C-A. I want check away.
Just try to see if you can twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth something.
I want check away.
That booty clapping when she twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth something.
I want check away.
Just try to see if you can twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth
So
something.
all I wear is OCA. O-C-A, I want check away. That Molly come in different colors, get it tan. My money stacked in different colors in the rubber bands. Got the connection with the plugs, baby, I'm the man. Just trying to turn this 50K into 100 grand. Open my shop around the clock just like I'm Dapper Dan. Just trying to test them 100 bricks that came cool again. From Mexico to California, shit know who I am. And what you say over the phone, get a nigga jammed. Never trust none of these niggas, even watch a man try to finesse me, even though I always had a plan. Since I'm the oldest, gotta be the one to feed the fam. I took an oath to never be the one to take a stand. My cars ain't rented, my credit 800. The houses paid for with some old show money. See, my cars ain't rented, my credit 800. The houses paid for with that old show money. I want check away.
Just try to see if you can twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth something.
I want check away.
That booty clapping when she twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth something.
I want check away.
Just try to see if you can twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth
So
something.
all I wear is OCA. O-C-A, I want check away. Damn, who you gon' shoot? Got the gas on lock, plus I still sell boot. I like my buffalo salad with the croutons.
I hit that pussy better with my shoes on. Girl friendly, kinda thick, but that still ain't you. To be honest, pussy looking like it's saggy and loose. Appreciate a nigga honesty with telling the truth. You break gas, so the strain came midnight blue. Little thick, pretty bitch, she a CNA. Got all my luggage with the pounds through the TSA. And since I can't pronounce her name, I just call her bae. When I take bail shopping spree, you shop with OTA. Pack touchdown, selling nothing less than 28. Fuck a safe, a nigga really tryna break the bank. Never been the one that give a fuck about what a nigga think. Cause I still judge. I one check away. Just try to see if you can twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth something. I one check away. That booty clapping when she twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth something. I one check away. Just try to see if you can twerk something. Prove to me it's really worth something. So all I wear is OCA. OCA. I one check away.
How you feel about that incident earlier?
These guys, hands.
That boy P, so crazy.
No. I was down, now I'm really about to go get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh, bet that we get up. Pushing this weight, I'm doing sit-ups. I was just dirty, now I got my fit up. Too good for these bitches, I bet they gon' miss us. And I pack a bag if you think that I'm trippin'. I keep this shit brisk like I'm sip lipped on. Even though niggas don't know what to get on. You ain't shit, so your niggas go and get on. Get you some pack, go make a flip homes. Yeah, I'm stuck in my bad ways. Niggas always being burnt out, so I dip them all in the ashtray. I don't understand these niggas that just always talking about, yeah, they past ways. I don't understand these bitches always comparing me to they past days. I give a fuck about you, you give a fuck about me. I just be rapping for money, you be rapping for free. Feel like that I rap like a god, the reason they call me a G. I'm against all of these odds. Niggas ain't fucking with me. Never no worries, Hakuna Matata. They say that I'm hot cause the devil with Prada. I'm Soulja Boy first and these niggas gon' follow. Catching no feelings, you catching these hollows. Ride with Rodriguez like I fuck with Rollo. Ain't got no time when I see this Movado. Bet that bitch shine like I'm in Monte Carlo. Looking at me like I done hit the lotto. Counting your last days, get hit up. Talking that trash, hey, on Twitter. Your bitch, she be bad, yeah, I'm with her. When she see me, her face be lit up. Boy, better go ahead and mind your business. I don't go back and forth like tenor. Run this game, I don't get no finna. But we bout to get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh.
Yo. If you can hear the stuff we talk about when we not on the air.
I just unmuted the mic so y'all missed out. I know.
Man,
But yeah, so
that conversation that we just had, well, I was just listening. I was like, damn. Oh, CP3 got the bottom over. We so proud of you,
it's about to go down today, baby.
How many times have you said that in your life?
Too many.
Can I have that back?
Huh? Oh.
Because the way you got it, I don't want you to cut yourself. Why CP3 wiping off my knife?
Because I'm not sure.
You wiping off fingerprints?
Previous friend.
You don't see the handle, like you can't pull a print off the handle.
Yeah, you crazy. What up? What's going on, Lou? Shout out to Lou, man. Toon Squad hitters. So let's talk about so one, Kanye has the decided that he's when he puts out Donda 2, it's only going to be on his streaming platform. Um, I mean, I don't own his streaming platform. However,
What is the streaming?
it's STEM Lab or some shit like that, which I'm probably not going to get. But I think it's a genius move. It's cutting out the middleman. The funny thing is, when a black man does it, he's arrogant. If Taylor Swift does it, these motherfuckers will be cheering her.
Well, I mean, honestly, Kanye ain't doing that, but what Jay-Z did.
That's true.
Because when he came out with Tidal, especially Beyonce, like a lot of her stuff was only on Tidal, and the same with his. And eventually they allowed it to be on other platforms.
Yeah.
But they have pulled their stuff for Tidal only, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
You got to capitalize on the new market that's out there. So I mean, some of these artists is putting the money behind their own product and putting stuff out there to generate revenue and give other folks a different platform instead of going through some of the mainstream that we see that we having difficulty now. Blocking some of our content and copyright BS that don't even apply to. We're actually playing the artist stuff that's on the show and they're blocking our content because it's supposed to be copyright. Man, come on, dog. So yeah, I think it's a genius move. Everybody thinks he's crazy and arrogant.
No, he is crazy though. He's my dude, but he's crazy.
But he's also
he's touched.
Still a good businessman.
For this, I sort of agree with you. I'm a little bit back.
I mean, you can't discount because it's not in the bubble, and all the other stuff is going on. So,
I'm focusing on this for this.
I mean, honestly, with him starting the sports thing, one by what I joked about it a couple weeks ago, I'm going to find a way to try to shoot him, some content from a show. And hey, if he got Antonio Brown as the CEO of the sports, I'm like, shit, why not take a shot?
But at the same time, we had a guest last week that mentioned. Got to be careful about what you associate yourself with. And you have to keep in mind that both Kanye and Antonio are both known.
But that might bring stability to the.
That's really nice. You sound like a woman who thinks she about to change her crazy. That's what you're saying.
Now just think about it. I could bring stability.
Yes, that's correct. But however, do you really think that that's gonna happen? That's wishful thinking. I mean, that's really nice.
Well, you can be willing to put your hands on somebody.
You shouldn't go into any situation feeling like you can or should change the other part.
I'm just saying I'll be the stable one out of the three.
Okay, think about that statement right there.
That's my
and you're not that stable.
Exactly. Think about that statement.
No, you will not.
Kanye's craziness and Antonio Brown over the topness, and mine just.
Anger management problem.
No, you're not. You're not.
My craziness.
Bless your heart. You really
sometimes it peaks, but most of the time it's easy.
Bless your heart. I need you to understand.
The first time
you are not going to be the answer to that situation.
First of all,
I'm just trying to go viral. That's all I'm trying to do.
First of all, if we get a song by Kanye called "Eat a Bag of Baby Dicks,"
dog, that should go platinum, son.
No.
They'd be in the club.
I would never forgive you. I would never forgive you. Be like, yo, this is trash.
Like, dog, we got to, dog.
Well, in reference to Kanye and releasing that, I'm gonna be real with you. Donda, the first one, had very divided reviews. That was not a knockout of the park. He didn't knock that one out the park.
It wasn't a classic.
And so to leave with, oh, I'm only gonna release Donda 2 on this platform. I don't. Well, that's not gonna make people run to your platform. Yes, and maybe not, because at the end of the day, a lot of his diehard fans also did the same thing for Tidal.
I mean, to Lady Antoinette's point, I am a big Kanye fan. I'm a big Jay-Z fan. I don't own Tidal. I had already had, at the time when it came out, 6 months of Spotify for free or whatever that came with Sprint at the time. And
that's just the premium, because regular Spotify is free.
Yeah.
So the premium, and right now they have a special where you can get it free.
And even with the we did the 444 album, it was only on Tidal. no, you know, people just sent me the bootleg on
But not even just that.
on Dropbox.
With that said, though, that wasn't 444 wasn't necessarily a bad album.
Nah.
But when it came to numbers, because it was exclusive to Tidal, the numbers weren't as great as
It should have been.
the Black Album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, man, I always say, man, fuck the numbers, man.
But
It's about the content.
You're right. It's about the content, but a lot of you're limiting who's going to hear that content.
Yeah, true. That's why he truly doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's clear.
Because he know he makes good music, and the motherfuckers that appreciate his music are going to.
Well, not all of Donda was good music to me.
Well,
so because of that, Donda 2 is not something I'm going to run to, even if it was on all these other platforms. But then at the end of the day, you also have Jay-Z.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I haven't heard the Donda album either. So
Yeah.
I haven't listened to Kanye.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't, but it wasn't great. It wasn't. It was
Yeah.
you know, it was like you could listen to it once and be like, okay.
And you can never listen to it again.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. To me, his latest stuff, I don't want to say it's a disappointment, but like with his early stuff,
He set the bar so high with the early
I
stuff
can go
that like
back and listen. Like I still go back and listen to College Dropout to this day.
And this was nowhere near that.
Yeah,
I was just playing Power this morning and Runaway.
Yeah, man, some mornings I was waking up listening to the Kanye joint, Kanye channel on.
But Donda is not that, and that's what I mean. So
I
to come to tell us that you won't have a number 2,
But
it's just on your platform, I'm not running to do that.
But also Yeezus wasn't a good album either.
You said who?
Yeezus.
But I mean,
But Black Skinhead was a hot song, but and Blood on the Leaves was good. But overall, as and when I compare it to the prior work, I'm like, it's not that.
But see, at the same time, I feel like, and this goes to Kanye. A lot of people saying Kanye's out of touch. And right now, people are still hurt. Their pocket's still hurt.
Yeah.
And you want them to buy your streaming platform. So it's another monthly bill that you want us to pay so that we can get your album.
So and well, once again, the thing about that is though, even that though, when he did the thing about it was why Donda sucked, but why it didn't matter is because the rollout he did for Donda was ridiculous. Like people paying $100 for a hot dog, you know, and some chicken fingers is like just to get a listen of an album that wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Buying $100 or $200 T-shirts or that 50-cent vest or you know, it was but the marketing, he made a lot of money off that marketing.
Right, and then you want us to buy your streaming platform for a second round of Donda? Nah. The first one wasn't. It's like he did so much and provided so little. I don't feel like that was anywhere close to his best.
Yeah, but there will be people that like I wouldn't have. I've been liking Kanye since the beginning, but I wouldn't have paid to go see those Donda performances and stuff like that. But there are certain people, you know, I'm not paying $300 for or $100 for a hot dog. And if I went to one of those events or something, you took a girl and be like, I wanna buy some food. You better eat that motherfucker slow as shit, like in the Matrix, slow motion.
She better have a cheeseburger in her purse.
That's a CP3 date.
CP3 would be in love if she pulled a cheeseburger out of her purse, because you will have a matching cheeseburger in your book bag. Like,
so before we get off this this Kanye joint, so Soulja Boy,
he makes me laugh.
So he decided to make fun of Kanye.
Yes. Which Kanye he caused it. So go ahead.
I know Soulja Boy caused it because that verse is whack, and Soulja Boy knows he's not a bar rapper.
Right.
Like don't act like your shit is hot.
But don't tell this man that it's hot and it wasn't, and then you go and talk trash about him to somebody else after you done told him it was hot. That's
that verse was not hot, and I don't blame him for leaving it off of Donda too.
Right.
First, and then Yes.
That's my issue.
And Soldier Boy, stop acting like you're hot.
It doesn't matter. You think that if you tell me something hot and then you go weeks later and you talking trash on an interview saying that you left it off because it wasn't hot, I'm gonna be like, what?
If you like, fuck them niggas.
So, but why not say it from the jump?
Because he doing shit. You gotta remember. Look, you gotta remember Kanye.
He should have said it.
Background and his whole thought mentality of what he went through to get to where he is, almost dying. All the bullshit he went through with the A&Rs and having the bills.
That should be more of a reason for him to tell Soulja Boy the truth.
No, that's because he's playing the game. Like we always say, he has mental health
It's in his
Nah, but he
Anything
should have.
he does isn't going to make sense to anyone. He does it just because he feels like doing it.
Dog. I'm gonna tell you like this.
That's fake.
Even crazy Kanye knew that verse was whack.
And
Tell
they
me something. When has Soulja Boy ever spit a hot verse?
I don't know. I don't even know why.
He got some hot ad libs, but that's it.
Even his songs, like the songs that he's been coming out with, they're not charting. They go viral, but they're not charting because
nobody cares.
He led the whole trendy artist movement, and now he's a casualty of it. Yeah, he can go viral, but that's what Bow Wow when he battled Little Bow Wow, he was like, yeah, you can go viral, but you don't make hits.
Right, but Soulja Boy makes his money off of YouTube at this point. That's what he does, honestly.
YouTube, Twitch, whatever.
I'm gonna be real with you. He does do well with beats, but what I'm saying is the fact that Kanye was being fake with him, and Soulja Boy is reacting to Kanye this way. That's all Kanye fault. You was fake with that man. So what you want him to be nice now? No. Once you show me that you fake, what am I supposed to do?
I mean, no, well, Soulja Boy's fake too. Don't.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Because
I can't. I'm not. First of all, let me put it out there. I'm not a Soulja Boy fan. I'm not a Soulja Boy fan. However, I'm a side with Soulja Boy on this situation. Because what Kanye did was fake. So if Soulja Boy
said it in a sarcastic way, like, yeah, that shit was hot, and he took it as if he's saying it was real.
He texted me, told him the shit was hot.
He texted him and said this verse is fire. It's hot. You didn't have to say. You could have said it was alright. You could have not responded at all. But to say it's hot. And then you go
and you know it's some garbage.
And you know it's trash. And then you go and tell somebody on an interview, not just like in conversation. No, you in an interview saying it's trash. So you saying like, oh, he don't care about their feelings. Why did you care about his feelings when it was just y'all two? Be real about yours.
I don't give a fuck. Kanye don't give a fuck.
Well, then he shouldn't care if Soulja Boy is throwing shade to him now.
I mean, he probably don't. I just
do by the verse he gonna
here's the problem. Unfortunately, right now he's caring about what everybody's saying about him, and he's responding to everything.
So if he write a verse, he's gonna fry that motherfucker.
He's not gonna write a verse on Soulja Boy.
If he do, it's gonna be fire. I guarantee.
I mean,
the way Kanye been acting lately, I don't think it will be.
It don't take much to fire
Soulja Boy. When you poke the bear, motherfuckers get focused. Trust me. When motherfuckers fuck with me, that's when my vote get.
Yeah,
that's when I get focused.
Kanye is really not showing himself in a good light right now, and it's all on him. And you can't.
It's not for publicity. Who says he's not plotting?
Well, it could be.
But the thing about this though, but people.
I think that dude is like really possible.
But people tune in to see the crazy shit he does.
Yeah.
And
it's sad.
But that's once again, it's crazy. Like I said, the rollout for Donda was crazy. When you start renting stadiums and stuff, I'm like, who the fuck? But celebrities were paying to go into that shit to do a listening party.
I want to go back to before Trump got in the office. I said that Kanye West was the black Donald Trump. He stays relevant even when he wasn't putting out music just by saying crazy shit. And that's just, to me, he's just, after that interaction with Trump and he got more press by being outrageous and saying dumb, crazy shit, he's like, why the fuck not? It's getting me more pub, more following, folks still buying my shit. So I'm going to just keep doing off the wall shit because
I think you're giving him too much credit. This dude really is bipolar.
Well, I know he's bipolar, but that doesn't mean that he still doesn't have a narcissistic tendency to be able to use people's weaknesses and use the whole industry against him to get rich off of it. Look how rich he is now just by playing the game. So behind closed doors, he could be, you know, still bipolar but chilling, but he has a plan about what he's doing. That's why I don't put nothing past him, because the path that he had to take to get to where he got to and do what he's done, you're not dumb. You might be bipolar and might have mental issues, but you're not dumb doing what he did and making the movement and the mark on the industry like he did. So you can't take that away from him. So that came from somewhere. So he has some smarts with him. I was gonna say, don't always think the fool is out there acting the fool. Is really a fool. I used to do that shit, especially back at our old job. I used to go in there with a chip on my shoulder just so they know to leave me the fuck alone. Those are my most peaceful days when I cut somebody out. Because they wouldn't fuck with me for weeks. They didn't want to, because they knew once they push the button and they cross the line, they know I'm going to go all the way over the line. And then when we go in the office, they going to renege because they don't want to get fired too. That's what, hey, if I did it, you got to fire me, you got to fire this motherfucker too. So, like I said, don't always, you know, claim them crazy motherfuckers crazy.
Well, I mean,
he is though, but like I say, don't always claim. There might be some sanity behind his insanity. That's all I'm saying.
Well, one thing I can say that all this stuff with Kim has caused him to lose a lot of female fans.
Yeah.
Because it's triggering. Some of the stuff is extremely toxic. And
but it's good that we're actually talking about some of the stuff with jealous boyfriends and some of the stuff.
It is. It's definitely starting a conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, it triggered some things with me. I was like, oh nah. Because like people were laughing when he moved across the house. Across the street.
I didn't believe it at first when I heard that.
I believed it.
Yeah, he moved across the street from Kim. And I'm going to tell you now, if my ex had done that, baby,
bruh,
I would be livid.
Oh, that would be some funny shit.
That's not funny. That's psycho stuff.
I'm thinking about it in my experiences, because I've had like 4 girlfriends in a row. After we broke up, they actually left the fucking state. And I was like, imagine if you moved and they all moved to North Carolina. It's like, I imagine a week later they wake up and I'm standing outside cutting the grass and shit.
No. We gotta go.
It is so wild.
You gotta go. No. And then like he was doing so many crazy things that he actually wrote on a piece of paper. My account is not hacked, and put the date and held it up. Now, what people did was they took that photo and, did some photoshopping and made fun of him. But the fact that you have to, you're putting stuff out there that's so crazy that you have to hold a sign up saying that my account is not hacked. That's a problem.
Yeah, true.
That's a
problem. All right. Let me play a couple of videos, and then we're gonna talk about. We gotta talk about this downright disgraceful sentencing from Kim was a plotter or the police officer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the sentence that she.
We'll talk about it. Let's play some music, and then get our mind right for this one. I'm gonna need a drink for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find something. Yeah.
Bitch, you on a young nigga with some money.
How did you know?
Yeah.
Hey, wavy boy.
50s and them hundreds. Bitch, you wanna fuck on a young nigga with some money. Ain't no dummy, all I want is counting 50s and blue hundreds. Big dog, I might fuck your hoe and pass off just like I'm Chris Paul. I ain't drinking Hennessy, I told him pour me up some crystal. Yeah, I'm turned up to the max, look the wrong way, get you pissed. She for the street, her she a freak. I hit one time, now she in midst. Ain't tryna talk, ain't tryna link, I'm a big dog tryna forget. You tryna be, just keep it street, I'm tryna put you in the brick
Nigga
wall.
Keep tweaking on my name like I won't put him in the brick wall. I play for keys, so stay on point. One little false move will get him knocked off. Bad bitch only link once, but you know I got my rocks off. She like a nigga with money, so you know she can't a big dog. Get a nigga pissed off, bullets like I'm Brad. She eating perkies like they Tylenol 4, and then I'm dozing off. She eat the dick up, now got locked jaws. Big strapped up, little bitch, I been a boss. She wanna fuck me, ass gon' cost. I done did it all, done seen it all. Bad bitches, fucked them all. I had money, I fucked off. With my old friends, they done ran off. Before I let a nigga take me, we gon' have a fucking stand off. I need to talk with God, cause them things I did was dead wrong.
Bitch, you wanna fuck on a young nigga with some money. Ain't no dummy, all I want is counting 50s and blue honeys. Big dog, I might fuck your hoe and pass her off just like I'm Chris Paul. I ain't drinking Hennessy, I told him pour me up some crystal. Yeah, turned up to the max, look the wrong way, get you pissed. She for the street, her she a freak. I hit one time, now she in miss. Ain't tryna talk, ain't tryna link, I'm a big dog tryna forget. You tryna be, just keep it straight, I'm tryna put you in a brick wall. For the street, she a freak. I hit one time, now she in miss calls. Talking, tryna link, I'm a big dog tryna forget. You tryna beef, just keep it street. I'm tryna put you in a brick wall.
Hey, wavy boy. D-Mac on the fucking track.
JB. yeah. We outside. I don't need no perk to help me slide, but I'm off it. Bro, them know that Henny get him wild, but he bucked it. We ain't even have to go to trial, but we ducked it. And we ain't shooting from no mouth, now we walking. I might catch him early coming out, get the sparking. Came home, I was chillin' for a while, I was working. I ain't wanna put it back in style, but they irk me. Post away your man that we might slide where he stay. Front cause we ain't get you, we might slide back replay. Bro, them come through relay, that's a pack, be safe. Playing with a target, you gon' lay where he lay. Bro, don't get no one, these niggas know how we play. 10 shots, ain't I'm tweaking, I just roll me up a wood and dead ops. Seen them teeth, told him tease up in the hood, he bet not. Link up where to meet up, understood him dead not. And look cousin like a cheater, if he run, get run down. Yeah, he don't wanna use his brain, shoot him in his head. He ain't worthy of a cane, lay him in the bed. They don't understand, we outside. And I don't need no perk to help me slide, but I'm off. Bro, them know that Henny get him wild, but he bucked. We ain't even have to go to. Ayo, what the fuck, I'm finna trip. I just bought another Schmitty, 30 hollows in his clip. And this Remy got me litty, shut up, only took a sip. Tell him come get with me, plug, we not worried about no drugs, I got plenty. Mugs, see my niggas, but until we still busy. Cuz just be playing with his kill, that boy silly. Dubs on the road, dropping goals up in Philly. I just dropped 10, take him back, bitch, get with me. We outside. I don't need no perk to help me slide, but I'm off it. Bro, them know that Henny get him wild, but he plucked it. We ain't even have to go to trial, but we ducked it. And we ain't shooting from no mile, now we walking. I might catch him early coming out, get the sparking. Came home, I was chillin' for a while, I was working. I ain't wanna put it back in style, but they irking. But they JV, I ain't know what the fuck going on, nigga. Big T-shit, only T-shit, all day T-shit, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah, heavy on it, don't let the boss, man, nigga, get up.
Double M Visions.
We outside. That's gonna be CP3's grilling music when the weather's right.
Fucking right, man. We outside. Yeah, that was a nice banger right there.
that was the young dude that came through from Roanoke, TP Star. That was his. The one that drove all the way down here, like.
Oh shit! Oh yeah.
Like I really fuck with him because it takes. He was like, "Nah, I'm pulling up." I was like, "You don't want the phone number?" No, I'm pulling that, and he pulled up.
It's all about the action.
And
talk that shit.
Yeah, I mean, we appreciate that though.
I definitely appreciate people
because it made us look at him a little bit different though.
Right.
Because
you know me, I'm good with that.
Well, you know that you to pull up
pulling up for a career and pulling up for gangster shit is two different things.
First of all, it can be both.
Hold up.
What?
Okay, please break that down.
Don't worry about it.
I wouldn't hear that explanation, Dad. I'm like, hold up.
There is an explanation,
Gangster and career oriented at the same time.
especially in the in the field that he's in. You could possibly be doing
I was
that.
talking about you.
Oh, for me,
Yeah.
don't worry.
Oh,
about
that's what you was trying to do.
That's it's what I said is
Uh-huh.
what I said, and that still stands right now. Because that it's possible. Let's just say that. I'm not saying that on air.
I wouldn't hear
So,
that.
so-
I'm gonna take some notes.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
So basically, this police officer who did not know the difference between what her gun felt like and a taser, she is only going to get 2 years for taking a man's life.
Know what the involuntary manslaughter. And she's actually getting time served for the time where she spent on house arrest, waiting for the trial. So she's actually going to be doing less than 2 years.
And her name is Kim Potter.
Kim Potter,
And
yeah.
she has been convicted of killing Dante Wright. Make sure we say that.
Yes.
It's sad that his life was taken, first of all. And she showed remorse, but tried to cover up the circumstances of it, even though she showed remorse. And to only get 2 years, no matter what the circumstances was, she was supposed to be a trained police officer. And as Lady Antoinette said, she know the difference between the feel of a gun and a taser. This goes back to a conversation we had a while back about the training of police officers. And what is it, 6 weeks? 6 months?
It depends on the organization.
Yeah.
However, a lot of training will top out at six months.
Yeah. And when folks talk about defunding the police, they aren't talking about taking all the money from the police departments. They're talking about defunding some of the programs that they have and instituting new programs to help these officers deal with the changes in the culture that they're supposed to be policing. Most of these folks don't even live in the area they are policing, so they're already a stranger in their own community they're supposed to be policing. But they don't police like good police. They're doing, profiling and whatever. We're not even getting that conversation. The point is, the training needs to be more extensive for these officers. Some of these officers have issues, and they don't even have a real psychological breakdown of these people that they're giving guns and putting on these streets. They don't know, they're not digging into it, because as we know, I spoke about in previous shows and about the police shortage that went down in the early 2000s when they lowered some of the restrictions and tried to get more folks on the force.
Yep.
At the same time, you had the KKK telling their brothers that, hey, this is time for us to get on the force and start killing these, minorities and be justified. They all use the force, I feel, for my life, yada, yada, yada. Not saying that that's in every case. So don't take it as that. But I'm saying, you have to look at all of the elements of what's going on and what has been going on, and all these folks claiming fear for their life. You signed up to be a police officer. You signed up to put your life on the line to protect, because you felt that was your duty, and that was your calling, and that's what you wanted to do. So you cannot continue to use that defense when you're put in these situations that you're supposed to be trained to handle. That's what makes you a police officer. That's what gives you the special powers. So until we address those issues, along with some of the community issues, because some of the stuff that goes on in the community is foul, that needs to be policed and taken care of. But you got to clean up your own backyard, and that goes to both parties, to the police and to the community. That's why I'm still trying to get a police community event lined up for hopefully maybe this year, but with the COVID stuff, who knows? But I'm still working on some stuff, working with some of the top officials in Pekin County, trying to coordinate because we have to have open dialogue and have to have communication between both sides. And both sides have to put down their defensive posture and some of the emotional baggage and be able to listen. Because you have to shut your mouth to open your mind. And the only way you can cure ignorance and prejudice is by educating yourself. The only way they're going to do that is by talking to the people who they have those prejudices and ignorances about. So until we can start doing that, we just talking. That's my piece.
All right. You ain't cuss nobody. Y'all, you did good.
Because
proud of you.
this one, you know, it's been going on for a while, and I think this past week we had another incident of a no-knock warrant and a young black man getting killed in his apartment for no reason at all. And I look on social media and look on Twitter and see folks making, oh well, he did this and this. Man, I'm like, really? Really? What does that have to do with a no-knock warrant at 2 o'clock in the morning? This man sleep on his couch and gets killed in his home. Now, when that happened in Maryland, and a no-knock warrant and the white family and their dog got killed, they got a $300,000 settlement. This lady's getting 2 years in jail for killing a human being. Think about that. A dog's life is worth more than a black man.
Yeah, we know that.
It's fucked up, but we gotta have these conversations, and until folks can shut up and listen to that and know like, well, slavery was this and I didn't do that. Shut the fuck up and just listen to what we're saying. Try to understand. We're not saying that just by telling you you're going to agree with us, but shut the fuck up, at least let's understand and get our point of view on why we feel the way we feel. Then we can move forward and you tell us why you feel the way you feel. And then go from there. But until we can do that as a people, we fucked.
Well, to hit on what you said about the dog's life versus a black man, you got to remember dogs from the beginning of what we now know as the United States of America, because before that it was called something completely different, run by completely different people who decided to colonize this land, decided to call it something completely different. So that's another story. But when it comes to dogs, they treated dogs as a pet, a companion. They're bringing their dogs over here as a pet or companion, or that happen to assist with field work. And notice I said assist with field work, hunting, things like that. Their dog, their pet, their companion, they valued these pets. Black men were brought over here as trade, as items, as property. That's why I was called the slave trade. They were property. They were looked at as livestock or like cattle. And if you think about it, some dogs were trained to do what? Gather their livestock.
Yep.
And be in control. So dogs are gonna be here to some people, not all, but dogs can be here and people will be here. And we see that a lot in this country, even today. A lot of people do value their pets, specifically their dogs, more than they value people. I saw someone recently, a gentleman, he's actually from here and he's done very well with himself, but he is a YouTuber and he was talking about, he was walking his dog, right? He's in Cali now. He's walking his dog, who's a pit bull. And this white woman walked up to him and his dog, all in the dog's face, petting him and everything, never greeted him. Hi, baby, all that. Never greeted the owner, which is rude, very rude. Not hello, how are you? Walked right to the dog, pet the dog, blah, blah, blah. He saw that same woman later on that day. He did not have the dog. He said, hello. She walked right past him like he said nothing. That's a problem. When you can go up to somebody and greet their dog, but not them. So that's the way our society is right now, unfortunately. But let's talk about this trial. So Kim Potter, when all of this originally happened, I did watch the footage, the body camera footage from her and then other officers around her. To me, it definitely looked like it was an accident. Her immediate reaction looked like it was an accident. Immediately, she showed remorse. She started crying. She broke down, blah, blah, blah. So I get that. However, when your mistake causes a man to die, that's a problem. That's number one. Number two, you are a sworn officer. You are sworn to serve and protect. If you are sworn to serve and protect, and the people that you protect died by your hands, even if it was an accident, you should be held accountable, right?
Yes.
All right. With that said, a black man, black officer, accidentally killed a white woman. He got more than triple the time. More than triple the time. Okay, that's a problem, and I understand, and I feel for her in general, because if you accidentally killed a man because of your negligence, because that's really what it was her negligence, you're going to feel awful. You didn't truly mean to do it. You're going to feel awful, and we saw that in the footage. She felt awful. You could see it. You could hear it. You know, that's something that you can't fake. She's a police officer, not an actress. You know, that's not her job to be an actress. So we saw raw emotion. However, I can't blame her for her sentencing. I can blame the justice system. Because at the end of the day, you have to understand the severity of the situation. 2 years is not enough. If a doctor was negligent and he killed his patient, he can go to jail. He would definitely lose his license. There's no question on that. And most of the time, he gets hit over the head financially. Malpractice lawsuits will come flying left and right, and they know this because doctors are constantly held accountable. So when it comes to killing somebody on the table, like if you're a surgeon and you kill, you know, like that's one of their biggest fears. Okay, even though we all know that big pharma run this country, but when it comes to individual doctors, they know that's gonna be a problem. Because and they fear that. They fear the consequences. There are a lot of police officers who don't fear the consequences. Now, let's keep in mind also this happened in Minnesota.
Again.
Okay. So we know Minnesota has a lot of problems. So I'm calling out the state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
Because clearly something is going on when your officers are purposely or accidentally killing young black men. Why? Something CP3 mentioned as far as training is concerned. Good police departments that don't have these major issues, because there are police departments across America that do not have these problems. There are. Or if they have it, it's once in a blue moon, right?
Yeah.
Well, most of the time, they have ongoing training. So to you, what you were saying about first coming onto the force, that's one set of training. But where's your up training? You constantly have these things. Had this officer had continuous training, would it be different? I think so.
Yeah.
Because this is something
Hopefully.
really simple. You have your lethal weapon and your non-lethal weapon. Never should you confuse it. Because on top of that, what if it was a situation where she needed to grab the lethal weapon and she grabbed the non-lethal weapon and then she gets killed?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you need to know the difference between the two. That's literally a major factor of your job, is to know what force to use and when. You need to know how to handle each situation appropriately. This was not handled appropriately. You failed at your job. So If I failed at my job, I'm going to have consequences, right?
Yes.
If you fail at your job, you're going to have consequences. Some of those consequences require so much more, but there are so many other jobs where if you fail, you can face jail time and it's greater than 2 years. You can get more than 2 years on so many other charges.
You get more than 2 years by selling an iPhone. Because of the price of the phone, it
You
could be
killed
granted.
a man, right? Because it can be a felony.
Yeah.
But you killed a man due to your negligence. I understand that she may not have purposely killed this man. However, it happened. That's what you did. And I told you earlier, I'm a bottom line person. Bottom line, your negligence caused the man to lose his life. Period. You're in a trusted position in our community. You failed at your job. The consequences should be far greater than 2 years. And honestly, like CP3 said, it's not going to be 2 years.
Yeah.
She got time served. And honestly, is she going to be up for parole sooner than that?
Probably.
You see what I'm saying? That's a problem. So, what is she going after 2 years? She can go about her life. She's not going to be comfortable because we know her name. We know who she is. We know what she did. Huh? But what I'm saying, she can go about her. She still has her life.
Yeah.
This man does not. And it was all due to a warrant. Like they stopped him and he had a warrant. And last time I checked, having a warrant shouldn't always end up in you losing your life.
Yeah.
While we talking, I'm completely against no-knock warrants. Plain and simple. It is the dumbest thing ever. Because if you come into my home in the middle of the night and I protect my home with a registered weapon, I should not lose my life or go to jail because I am protecting my home. This young man, I think the one that you're talking about was the young man. He had a gun in his person or near him, which he did not fire off a shot, by the way. But the gun was registered. It was legal. It was a no-knock warrant. We know of another young lady who the no-knock warrant was issued. It shouldn't have been. Why are you giving out no-knock warrants willy-nilly? Because that's a serious situation. No-knock warrant should be for like a high-profile drug ring that has murders left and right involved in it. That's what a no-knock warrant should be for.
Yeah.
Something like that. But in this situation, a no-knock warrant was issued at a young lady's house. Her and her current boyfriend were asleep. The no-knock warrant had everything to do with her ex-boyfriend, who she did not have contact with. Her boyfriend, doing what he should have done, heard someone, starts shooting, and guess what happens? She loses her life.
Yep.
So why is this constantly happening? Why are we giving out no-knock warrants so easily? Why are we issuing them for non-violent situations? Or like if you're a kingpin of a drug ring,
then it should be a no-knock warrant.
You see what I'm saying?
Like, and it should be surveillance. Like, it should be surveillance on the house for like a certain amount of time.
No-knock warrant should mean that you've got a lot of stuff on this person to issue that on this one person. And the young lady that I'm referring to, they didn't do their due diligence because they didn't even know she wasn't even with this dude no more.
Yeah.
So let alone has she not even talked to him.
So they never even surveyed the house or anything.
None of that.
To see if he was even there.
Why are you issuing a no-knock warrant? Now, I'm going to be real. I have seen a no-knock warrant going down before. in Prince George's County. No one was killed. There were like a bazillion guns in the house. Makes sense. Because there's a bazillion guns in the house. There is some type of criminal activity, a ring of criminal activity associated with this situation.
Yeah.
If you knock and it's a bazillion guns in the house, what you think will happen? It's gonna be a shootout, right? But if you know for a fact that this happened, you have footage. You had in this situation, they had an undercover that had been in and out the house, so they knew what they were going into.
Then that's when that's using it the right way.
Exactly. All this other stuff, nah. I feel like when we talk about defunding the police, when we talk about making changes, I feel like it should be universal across the board. Different types of training, not just training like, learning how to shoot your weapon, because we know they know how to do that. We know they know how to do that. But they need to be taught how to de-escalate. They need to be taught sensitivity training, things like that, because these are people that are supposed to be protecting our community. Yeah. You need to learn how to handle all aspects, especially when it comes to disabled people. I'm tired of hearing that story too. Them shooting and killing a disabled person because they don't know how to handle or address that situation. I'm tired of that too.
Yeah.
So that's my take.
Well, my take is the sad part is, I swear, 2021, it was like a reoccurring topic on the show the other week.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna quote the same thing I always quote: "You can never have justice on stolen land," which is sad because being a black man, I don't even expect justice for when we go through situations like this. I'm more surprised when we do get the right verdict. I'm more surprised when the right thing does fall in favor for us. When I saw the sentencing, I was just so numb. And I was like, again.
Yep.
And then I remember I was at work and I was telling to another older black gentleman, and I can tell by the look on his face, he was like mine again.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate being that way.
Yeah.
I hate not being surprised when we see things like this. I hate the fact that a black man lost his life over ignorance, over a person not doing the due diligence or miscalculating and grabbing the wrong weapon. And I hate the fact that, a mother lost a son, a child could have lost a father, It was just, it's saddening because I swear we've had this story play out so many times over this program that we've talked about it, and it's just it just breaks me because I have nephews, I have nieces, and I fear that the world that they're growing up in is like, I remember growing up and thinking, damn, it'll be rough to make it. I'll be happy to be 18, and from 18 to 20, and then growing up in the 80s and 90s, it was like, well, young black male rate is like 25, and you would think 20 years later it'd be better, and it's not. It may even be less than 25 at this point, and it has to be. We think about it. It's like we gotta stop talking about it and find a solution.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have to find a solution to not just police involved killing a young black man, but the killing of young black men, women in our community by our own hand.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how much we yell and fuss and cuss about when the police kill, a young black person. When you can turn on the news every night and see, as they say, black on black crime is killing our own people. So until we start to respect life and understand that every situation doesn't call for you to go grab a gun, some things can be talked about. It isn't always about you feeling disrespected or whatever, and you need to go grab a gun, you need to go call somebody. Folks gotta learn to chill the fuck out, man. I mean, first of all, if you don't respect yourself, who gives a fuck if somebody else doesn't respect you? And if you out there doing this dumb shit, you ain't got no respect for yourself. Because if you get in an argument or a beef over a girl or whatever, and your first thought is to go grab a gun, do a drive-by, some dumb shit, straight bitch, first of all. Second of all, you need to take a step back and think about it. Is it really that fucking major? You got these dudes out here talking all this hard shit. Yeah, I got this bitch, I got that bitch. But as soon as that chick leaving, this nigga in tears. Talking all that bullshit. So you gotta be real with yourself. And it ain't always that serious that you gotta pick up a gun and kill somebody, man. Everybody isn't gonna agree. Everybody isn't gonna like you. Who gives a fuck? As long as you know who the fuck you are and what your purpose is in life, you shouldn't care what nobody else says or thinks about you. Fuck that. And that's what most of this bullshit is about. And I sit back and I see some of it. I don't like watching the news because you always hear this bullshit. But then I talk to folks on the job that, have folks living in some of these communities where, you see that they're on the news almost every night. And, oh yeah, they was shooting in front of my grandma's house the other day. This was going on. I had to go over there and check on them, and they had yellow tape. Like, I mean, we can get upset at the police, and we can get upset at the white man and all this and that. But until we start respecting our own lives and respecting ourselves, nobody's going to listen. It's like, well, you complaining about them killing you, but look at what you're doing to your own people. And it sucks, but it's the fucking truth. And that's why y'all get mad and get defensive and start calling names, because you can't handle the truth. You know folks out here doing foul shit, but you don't want to be called a snitch. But yet still, they doing foul shit. So you got to make up your mind. You can't have it both ways, man. You can't be the strong black militant. Yeah, we need to get the community together. We need to look out for each other. But then somebody killed a black person in your neighborhood, and oh yeah, no snitching. I want to talk to the white man. So where the fuck is the balance? What's the solution?
But the same thing, then you can't. To me, the same way, if that would be the case, we talk about the blue wall of silence. You can't. Police shouldn't ask people to snitch on a person committing a crime if they ain't willing to speak up when their officers do the same thing.
Well, see, here's the thing. When it comes to snitching in the community, people retaliate against you. The same goes for police officers. So on both sides, it's the same problem. And so I feel like even with the value of life, they don't value us and we don't value ourselves. And the reason why we don't value ourselves is because they haven't valued us ever. And it's trickling down. You got to understand that we were brought here as imports. Like I said earlier, we were brought here as imports. They didn't value us. They never will. Not the way they should. And I mean that as a whole. I'm not saying that, every, non-black person feels this way, but as a collective, we know there is systemic racism. We know that the black man and the black woman is not valued the same as our counterparts of another race. We are not. And the problem is that it's very difficult to overcome generations of this type of thinking.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to overcome something that has been ingrained in your community over and over and over again. Because, like I said, they don't value us. So, therefore, they have taught us not to value ourselves. They have taught us to have that crabs in the barrel type of mentality. And just recently I covered on my Snapchat, I'll be just tripping a little bit. But I covered Sam Cooke's The Change Is Gonna Come. He said that he went to his brother and he said, "Brother, help me, please." And he winded up making him go back down on his knees, meaning your brother, you went to your brother to help, and your brother ends up making you fall back down. That's a problem. And Sam Cooke did this song way before I was born.
Yeah, you're only 25.
Exactly. Like, you know. But the fact that he sung about this song so long ago and we still are dealing with it.
Oh yeah.
We're still we heard Dr. Martin Luther King with his speech. Everyone talks about that I Have a Dream speech. Everyone likes to mention it. But exactly who is listening to the message? Because we don't see that in our society. That message. Oh, that was one of the greatest speeches of all time. But did you really pay attention to what he said?
We saw it one time after 9/11.
Well, see, even still, after 9/11, it was, you're right, for once we were all looked at as Americans. But that didn't last very long.
No, come on.
That didn't last very long.
You know it ain't gonna last long.
So
Like, what's up, brother?
Right.
Hey,
It's very, that's bad that it took a tragedy like that.
But that's the only time we'll see it, when it affects, when we have to go through what everybody else is going through.
Right. But see, here's another thing. Y'all keep in mind that 9/11 wasn't the only time. That's what we saw because of our age.
Yeah.
But all these wars that we've had, there were times where people are in the battlefield and they looking at this, a white man is looking at this black man next to him, fighting along with him, and for once, he'll look at him as an equal. But what happens? When they come back,
He's just a nigga.
You forgot everything that you forgot that man saved your life.
I mean, some Red Tails. It's crazy when you watch that movie because, and I always wonder this: how the fuck could America fight for other people's freedom when they didn't even treat the people who was fighting, that was living in the country?
Hypocrites.
You seen my post? America, the greatest land of hypocrisy.
Yeah.
It's the craziest concept of, we had to go to so and so because these other countries were being bullies and they weren't treating other people with equal rights. You weren't fucking treating us with equal rights.
But that's why the other countries hate us, though. That's why they hate us, because they say you come over here to delegate how we treat people and human rights, and you have all of these issues with the racial stuff going on that you try to sweep under the rug, and you're trying to tell us how to, police our community, and your community is just as fucked up as ours. And that's the hypocrisy of this country. And that's the shit that nobody talks about. I said, we've talked about it millions of times on this show, like when they were separating the kids from the family at the border, and everybody was like, I can't believe they done that. I'm like, slavery? Do you remember something called slavery?
I mean,
they did that to us years ago.
We still ain't come back from that.
Yeah, so I'm like, so you're upset about this now, but now you understand what we're talking about, because this happened to us centuries ago, and y'all told us to get over it. Now you see it in front of you, and you're like, oh, what a travesty. How can they do this to people? But you tell us to get over it.
So
I mean, I'm sorry, Lady Anne.
No, go ahead.
Was it George Washington Carver? I was watching Dick Gregory when he was talking about the stuff that was done to him. Like, cause if you ever heard him really talk, his voice was really soft and stuff like that. And they talk about how a white family had took him in and stuff. And they basically, that white family castrated him so that he would never touch one of their daughters.
Yep.
That's why he never had really no bass in his voice like that. Like,
Hold on. Who that was?
Dick Gregory was talking about that.
Wow.
he was talking about George Washington Carver,
Yep.
and who's made a lot of things.
Yeah.
But
Who without, there would be, we would be lacking so much in this country. That too.
yeah. And it's just no race has been through what we've been through, and it's just so crazy when I hear.
Well, no race in modern history, we should say.
Oh yes.
Because they had some things, but it's usually by the hands of the same people.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. I think Dave Chappelle said it best when he said how black people look at America. It's like the uncle that put you through college, but he molested you.
Mm-hmm.
That's about appropriate.
Like, you did me so dirty.
Yeah.
But is this supposed to be the best place
I'm
gonna be at? You know, like what?
I mean,
You did me dirty, and then I got a college education, but this world still sucks. So
it's kind of tricky, in my opinion, because the way I look at it is, we know what it is, we see it.
Yep.
Now the key is
what do we do?
Being able to use what we know and able to play the game to get to where we're trying to go to.
Right.
And some folks can maneuver that and make that happen. The only problem is they don't share it with other folks and show them the way. Because to me, I got to go back to G.I. Joe. Knowing is half the battle. If you already know the tables are stacked against you and you already have an uphill battle, then that just prepares you to let you know that, okay, all right, I got to be 2 times as better than the non-minority counterpart that's getting C's. I got to make sure I bust A's to get the same opportunities that he's going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen folks progress and have that will and be in the right place, because it's definitely about being in the right place at the right time, having the opportunity and knowing the right people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just going to fall in your lap. But we've seen in some instances where putting in the hard work does pay off. Not saying it's going to happen in all cases. And it is like taking a long shot and taking a crapshoot. That you can have faith in the system and faith in good things happening to people that really want to work hard for it.
Right.
When you're in that position and you're around the right people, then yes, you can flourish. Because that's been one of my issues in my life. I've had the drive, I've had the thought process, I've had the want. I just haven't had the right people around me at the right time to push me in the right direction. Mm-hmm. And if you can get that push from the right people at the right time, then yes, you can excel and make it to the top. But you have to have, we always talk about a good circle. Mm-hmm. And that starts with the people that you hang around with, associate with.
Right.
So that's why I say it always starts within of you, that you have to make that choice, that if you want to excel, you already know you have an uphill battle. So you got to fight, you got to want it. And like myself right now, I'm going through some difficulties for doing the show. You would never know that because I love doing the show. But yeah, life is a struggle right now. But one thing my little bro always says to me is, like, no matter what you got going on in your life, no matter what adversity comes at you, you find a way to get through. And right. You find a way to make it work. And when I'm down and I'm low, that's what I think about. Because now he's doing very well, because he was at a low point when he was living with me. And I was constantly trying to, I was lecturing him, telling him, like, dog, I'm trying to tell you so you're not in the same situation I am. Mm-hmm. You almost 30, boom, boom, boom. I'm in my 40s going through this. So now he's living his dream, DJing, playing lead bass, don't have to work for nobody, making his money, surviving, living off of his own thing. And I take pride in that because he finally listened. Mm-hmm. And once you listen and understand that when people take that time to try to educate you, to so-called criticize you, That's not a negative. They're not hating. They're not trying to bring you down. They're not trying to rain on your parade. They actually care enough to take the time to try to help you build. They see that you want to succeed, but you might not have the tools to succeed. So they're trying to give you those tools. So don't get defensive and get mad and, oh, you disrespecting me. You trying to. Nah. Sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up and listen. That's the one thing I learned with growing up in a house with 4 women. Sometimes you got to shut the fuck up. Because no matter what you say, it ain't going to be right.
I wish you would say that advice a little more often.
Not on the show. Hell no. I told you I'm trying to go viral. Shit. We got all this content out here, man. We're trying to go viral, man. It's some bullshit, man. King Bacho on motherfucking All-Star Weekend screens and shit. You know where we started from?
Yeah, on Vine.
Yeah. They don't even exist no more. Started from the bottom now and hit.
What are you gonna get loud,
Because, man, we do good shit. We do good work. And we should get rewarded for some of this Mickey Mouse bullshit that's out here. These motherfuckers making money off of. Man, make me want to go smack their mama for not swallowing their ass.
Well, what I was gonna say is that
hashtag smack them.
what I was gonna say, it's very important to understand that the plan. Okay, there are certain situations, there are certain things in place that is designed to keep us safe. Okay, so what you were saying as far as coming together, helping each other out, encouraging things like that, that was done. And look at Black Wall Street. And knowing what we know about that situation 100 years ago, we know that the people who are responsible for that tragedy, they feared what we can do as a people.
Yeah.
If every time we get up here, we get to a certain point, they do things, go out of their way, devise a crazy plan sometimes to bring us back down, that should tell you something. That should tell you that they do see that you are capable of succeeding. They see that.
Well,
you have to stop falling for the okie doke and understand that, oh, so you that scared that you're willing to do X, Y, Z to keep me from being successful. That's what's wrong with our community, is that we're not looking at it like that. Understand that they have tried numerous times to suppress our greatness.
Well, here's the thing. This is my belief. This is, and I got to put the disclaimer out there. This is the 151 belief. And I wholeheartedly believe this. So I believe that segregation was the worst thing to happen to Black people, because when we got segregated, we started following and losing our culture, and they started controlling our history. So before, in Black culture, our stories were passed down from generation to generation. And as we got segregated, our stories are passed down from generation to generation. Now, our stories are told by white people, and they only tell us what we want to hear. And I said this a million times. Growing up in school, they always had a picture of Malcolm X. They just never talked about him. They talked about Malcolm X. I mean, they talked about Martin Luther King, but they never. Well, who's Malcolm X? Oh, you got to read. Well, you need to read about him.
What they would tell you, if they said it, was that he had the same vision as Martin Luther King, but he just chose to go about it different.
Yeah.
And by force, if they said anything.
Yeah, they would never go into detail, and it's when we lose. That's when we lose our history. When Black people want to be accepted and to be liked, and they changed our culture. And it's crazy because it was a proud moment, and I don't ever want to disrespect like the first people that that broke the barrier, but it was like, as much as we cheered that moment, we should have cried because we lost.
It was the beginning of something.
Yes, because the ulterior motives are, okay, so if these Black teachers are teaching these kids all this history, and how do we control to make sure there's never going to be a Black Wall Street? will segregate them, will make them feel inferior.
Well, it was their answer to black progress,
Yeah.
to black success, and and that's where, like when we talk about Black Wall Street, they're like, nah, break that up,
Break that shit up.
break that up, and see. Here's the thing: when it came to, and you're actually, this not just your opinion. I do feel like it's right. It's good and bad.
Yeah.
Segregation was not something that was saying, oh, well, we do value you. No, segregation was part of the plan because they started to see, first of all, the reason for segregation is like, oh, we better than them, keep them over there.
Yeah.
But then they were like, oh, wait a minute.
They got something.
They're thriving over there.
They're happy.
They're succeeding. They're coming together. They're being stronger. Because, of course, there is strength in numbers. So, break that up. Okay, so with that said, you mentioned Red Tails. We're talking about the Tuskegee Airmen, right?
Yeah.
So in 1949, they made history. There's a competition across the Air Force, and it's called a Top Gun contest, right? The Tuskegee Airmen won it in 1949. Okay? They won it. Swept under the rug. One picture existed. Nobody talked about it ever again.
Didn't even know it.
Swept under the rug. They just honored them this year. This was 1949 when they won it. They finally honored these men in 2022 when most of them are dead and gone. I think maybe, how many Tuskegee Airmen are still living? Maybe one?
One or two.
I know someone just recently passed.
No, so maybe just one now.
Right. So at the end of the day, yeah, that has something to do with their legacy. But from 1949 to 2022, had that been publicized, right, showing that these men were this great, how many young, great Black men would have followed suit? Oh, I see. Because that's inspiring.
Yeah. I mean,
out of all the Air Force, they won. The Tuskegee Airmen won in 1949.
Are they ever
So
going to tout young Black person for anything besides sports, entertainment, or putting on a show? They're not gonna highlight the heroics of what. Because like you say, they go to war, fight for their country, and come back home to where they can't even get a hot meal at a counter because segregation, and they don't serve Black folks at their restaurant because they choose not to.
I mean, you think about like the movie Hidden Gems.
Mm-hmm. They kept it silent
for so long.
And that goes along with what you said about trying to rewrite history or keeping things under wraps.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, we're not going to praise and uplift your accomplishments as a people. We're not going to do that.
As much as that Trippers talked about, why did it take almost 40, 50 years later to finally somebody say, oh, by the way, these Black ladies actually came up with the math thing.
When they did that, one woman was still
was the non-factor. They don't they don't care, unless it's like we always talk about. You can't see can't see beyond the nose on your face or whatever. It's frustrating, but it's the reality of being a human. I guess being an American, you tout the folks that look like you, and unfortunately, most of the folks that look like them are in control of the industry because of whatever history, yada yada. I'm not going to go into that. That's another whole show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's maddening and frustrating to see mediocrity by a certain person because they look like somebody or know somebody, and then someone else can be at the top of their class at something and have to, just because they're a minority, have to jump over certain hoops. Just like I go back to President Obama. When he was running, he had to be the top of everything that he ever did and excel at it. And look who he ran against. Mediocre half-wit, basically. that was running to be the president of the United States. Mormon. Not getting into religion, but just we're talking about we're a strong Christian nation. Calling Obama a Muslim.
They tried.
They tried.
I mean that, but I don't want to get off it. But that, to me, that's still one of the most hilarious things. The whole timeline, because remember how the whole went down. He was at the church in Chicago, and the preacher was basically too black for America, and they demonized him for going to that church for what the preacher said. Then when he left the Christian church, then all of a sudden he was a Muslim because he wasn't going to the church who was talking bad about America. And then he was, and then my question has always been, what is so wrong with having a Muslim president?
Nothing.
They are the largest culture and religion in the world.
They're one of the oldest.
And the oldest.
Guys, we have somebody that actually sent some music in for us to review.
Oh, sick.
I don't like that. Not the fact that someone sent music. I'm talking about CP3.
Yeah. So it's from Philly.
Okay.
It's Cools featuring Strat and Toro, Wanna Fly.
Is it a
Look, in this cold water, no love. Hate it if you're shown love. Treat it like under your flesh. Don't pump blood. Die where you stand, cause on morals you stood. Why they take the good something I never understood. Streets starving for the real, they famous. Shine different, stare at you outlandish. Give them game, enhance their chances. Give them advantage, still wanna see you vanish. Loved ones wanna stop the flow of your blood. Friday saw Chuck, head nod, simple, what's up? Saturday got news, he got hit up. Then Sunday they clip nip, roasting in tears, victory lap. Bump in the whip, took a real one, not many legit. Sick of this shit, scums get the wrong real ones. You hit it a dome, downplay death until it appears at your home. Living to build a legacy to live on. Built for the hustle, your passion just passing the baton. We gon' continue the marathon. Your passion just passing a baton. We gonna continue the marathon.
Try to clear my wings before my time. I wanna fly, don't wanna die. I wanna stay alive. I wanna stay alive. Try to clear my wings before my time. I wanna fly, don't wanna die. I wanna stay alive. I wanna stay alive. Lord, I pray if they take my life away, pray I fulfill my legacy, I fulfill my energy.
Waiting for a daddy who never would come. And yo, a mom should never had to bury his son. She gotta deal with the demon of a nigga who abandoned his semen. And now we 6 feet under the semen. So I stay with the blicky cause this shit is crucial. You hate me, I hate you, the feelings is mutual. I put that bitch in the drive, you niggas in neutral. These niggas playing both sides but claiming they neutral. I keep my eyes open cause these niggas like to slither. They wanna see me in the ground like just another nigga. I did this shit on my own, who taught me this shit? And if my mama ain't buy it, who bought me this shit? I had to grow up, learn how to be a man. Ain't no more Peter Pan. What's up with them credit card visa scams? Where I'm from, I'm the one with the voice to let you know these circumstances wasn't a choice. Now yes,
y'all. My wings before my time. I wanna fly, don't wanna die. I wanna stay alive. I wanna stay alive. Try to clear my wings before my time. I wanna fly, don't wanna die. I wanna stay alive. I wanna stay alive. Lord, I pray if they take my life away, pray I fulfill my legacy, I fulfill my energy.
So, CP3, you want to go first?
I must say, I was very impressed with this track. It was the beat was nice, the flow was nice, the lyrics was nice. I actually found myself zoning out and getting a 90s hip hop vibe from this joint. What's this cat's name?
Of course, you would ask me that at that.
You fucking right, I gotta put you on the spot. You know it's live. I gotta do that.
But no, that's important because
It is.
I gotta take my hat off. We've had some folks submit some music and
and it was
spot,
trash.
and it was garbage. And I must say, if I'd have shaved my head, I'd have took my hat off to you, but I'm not gonna do that.
It was Cools. It was Cools. His name was Cools.
Cools. And then who was it featuring? Who was singing?
Strat and then Toro. Yes, you can send one more.
Okay.
Because he's asking, he send one
I
more.
don't want to take up all the time to play another track, but I'm gonna take my hat off to you. You definitely, I wanted a top 5, if not top 3, that was in the track with.
The random.
That was very. It was. I'm not the professional here like 151. I know you're gonna break down the mix and match and everything, but it sounded like it was mixed pretty good. It had a nice vibe to it. Nice, like you say, simple chorus, and it was a nice vibe to it. I take my hat off to you, dog. That was some nice music.
Yeah. So, number one, immediately, I love the fact that it was Brenda's Got a Baby. I picked that. So yes, 90s hip hop.
I didn't pick that.
It was Brenda's.
Yeah,
Got a
now
Baby.
that she said it, I hear it now.
I am a big Tupac fan, so of course I'm going to pick that immediately. So I do, I appreciate that. I love that. Good vibe, and actually it was a really good, as far as lyrics are concerned, it was a very good song to play today, based off of the conversation that we were in. So perfect timing, wonderful. I will say though, as far as a mix and master, run that joint through again. It sounds like a rough draft. It definitely has a lot of potential, but definitely take it to someone to get them final touches to that song. But I see that song as, a really good. I like the track in general, but I feel like it was a rough edit of the song.
So this is what I'm gonna say, because you a Philly cat, I'm a New York cat. I like the song, like the lyrics. The problem I have is your mix, and this is for future reference. If you're gonna send something out, I deal with people who are the coalition of the DJs. I've worked with them before. I got my own DJ. The one thing they look for is for a good mix. You can have the tightest lyrics in the world, but if the mix is not right, they will not play your shit. So that particular song, it's a lot of potential, but I don't think I know you need a better mix, and to complement what you're trying to do. At times the beat was good, then it just faded really out and it got really low, and I couldn't really hear it. For these old dudes like me, if I'm hearing Brenda's Got a Baby sound, I need to hear it. I need to hear it. Like, I need to hear it because I'm a vibe with it. I'm a fuck with it. I'm a nod my head to it. That's like like when you growing up played Eric B. and Rakim, I Got Soul, and your mama heard the James Brown sample. Now all of a sudden she a fan of rap music, But it's
Give my CD back, mama.
Give my damn CD back.
Playing music on Sunday morning.
It's funny you said it because I had those moments with my parents.
So I just think you need a better mix.
Yeah.
I think a lot of potential with the song, though. Need a better mix, a stronger mix.
I agree. That was the first thing I noticed. But I peeped that Brenda's Got a Baby, and I'm like, run that thing through.
Run that thing through, man. You catch a lot of 90s niggas with that. Ooh, just over that.
That song could definitely be extremely hot track, but like me and one I want the mix and you gotta have that mix master. But did he send the second one?
Yeah, he did. He did. So let me so yeah, that was a rough draft. So for future references, don't ever send a rough draft. Send them because it's your first impression.
Right. That's the first time we heard you. And anybody who's watching, that's the first time they hearing you too. So we definitely want to hear.
So
but I mean, thank you for sending it.
Oh, definitely. And he said and this track is is another rough track.
Okay.
But he said this one is him and his brother. I love when people are receptive to what we're saying because we're not here to tear nobody's dreams out. But if there's something that we can coach you on and make it better, that's what we want.
But I really want him to get that song right there fixed.
Because the guy
immediately, because that's what's up. I like that.
What you're getting here is you're getting a professional critique from these two, and you getting a hood nigga critique from me. The niggas buying and buying.
Like, I heard that 90s hip
hop. I mean, like I said, I heard it was good. Like these folks got the train here and shit. I guess I'm a couple of drinks in and I didn't hear all that here.
Yeah, he was like, it's good.
Yeah, I'm like, this shit sound fine to me. But these niggas done heard some other shit. So for the niggas in the hood that just riding and drinking and doing some other things, you straight. So you get your production a little bit better, nigga. You gonna be a star. We gonna holler at you and get some things popping. But
look, get that song.
While I'm watching every nigga watching me closely, I got him rooted shit, nothing less than an OZ in the back of a 03, nothing is flashy. You know the fans, they be nosy, don't ever mention my name, you don't know me. I'm here to get the job done, similar to Nas, I'm Godson. We hit the block to buy some, ain't riding it, why come that shit dead? Working 9 to 5 for minimum wage, and you making less than that if you ever been in a cage. These criminal ways come from desperation, so yeah, I run up on a nigga with no hesitation. Put that on the Bible, Lord knows it's a revelation. Ain't go to college, but got a street education. Damn nigga, what's up? They think you own as soon as you level up. Do you know they plotting? I ain't putting that metal up, that's real shit. Everything for the win. This life is a gamble, just let them know that this nigga is all in. What? Lord forgive me, I'm here. I got some things on my heart that I need you to hear. We walk around strapped up, but that's just out of fear. And I know it ain't right, I'm just being sincere. Lord forgive me, I'm here. We getting murdered every day and it's like no one cares. We walk around strapped up, but that's just out of fear. And I know it ain't right, I'm just being sincere.
Spiritual warfare going on in my mind. Waking the daily devotional scriptures from Psalms. Emptiness must be the reason I cry. Numb feeling, not scared to die. More so to stay alive, searching for peace. Overhead hovering, puzzlement. Green grass, I'm puffing it. Bronze liquid, I'm guzzling. Time's troubling, young and juggling. 9 to 5 and hustling. Wanna be righteous but struggling. Pay stubs or rubber bands. Wanna understand how this concrete terrain could bring pain, a lot of thunder and rain for breed gain. Replenishment, judging books by the cover looks so grimacing. Interior so innocent and pure. This a soul raised in war. Beauty and marks and scars, I'm here. Speak to me, Lord. Many nights was deaf to my cause. If only these walls could recall when I thought prophecies made over me was false.
Lord forgive me, I'm here. I got some things on my heart that I need you to hear. We walk around strapped up, but that's just out of fear. And I know it ain't right, I'm just being sincere. Lord forgive me, I'm here. We getting murdered every day and it's like no one cares. We walk around strapped up, but that's just out of fear. And I know it ain't right, I'm just being sincere.
I'm issuing an open invite for this cat to come down.
I was thinking the same thing.
Cause dog, you got some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the 2 tracks we done heard, even though they're rough drafts. I feel your vibe. I feel your lyrics, and you can ask these 2. I don't say that about any new person that I've heard. It's very rare for me to say that. But yeah, you got me reminiscing, like you say, reminiscing about when I used to be up Philly on the weekends on the narrow ass streets, driving my big ass Suburban trying to parallel park and shit. That shit's crazy. But you definitely got a vibe. You definitely I feel like you know who you are and you know who you want to be. You have a message, you have a sound, and yeah, I think you definitely on the way to being somebody in the rap game. I don't say that lightly. You can ask if you watch the show. I think you got something special, dog.
Yeah, I agree. So I was sitting here. I guess me and CP3 had the same vibe because while that song was on, I was like, oh, we gotta get him in the studio. So just take some time, figure out when you can come down here because we need you in the studio. We want to, me and CP3 are like on that.
I find
Like,
if you don't eat no swine, I don't gotta cook no swine, dog.
he has alternative food because everybody don't eat swine. So
that's why I just say.
Yeah, but
case,
you know.
He might not partake of the swine. I do. I don't have a problem with it. Because white women is swine of the Nation of Islam. But that's my story. You sound like you have a great story that needs to be told. And I definitely want to hear it. So. Yeah, and I make beats also. So
that. So
was definitely on point. But let me say this real quick. He has changed my image of Philly dudes because I'm gonna just
with the beard.
I'm gonna be real with you though. I went to an HBCU, and anyone who came from like DC, certain parts of Maryland, and Northern Virginia, we all hung together. Okay, and then you had the New York crew over here, which we used to always get into it with them. We was like one dude from New York that was cool with us. The Philly people, and I mean guys, girls, or anything in between, we always looked at them as corny. Okay? I'm gonna be real. But this dude ain't corny. So I'm like, oh, people from Philly ain't really corny, huh? But I appreciate that. You've given me another look at, where you're from and
what part of Philly you from?
Right, that's a fact.
I didn't ask that.
But we can do that if he can come down here for an interview. But I definitely love the song. I love it, the music and how the whole song flowed. Like it felt like you really allowed the music to flow through you versus just rapping over top of it, And I like that. It was a good vibe, good flow, good rough draft. So definitely once you finalize that song, we want that one too. But you do have a message, and that is appreciated, especially in this day and age when it comes to hip hop. I'm getting the young vibe, but old soul. So I'm not really
it's kind of opposite.
Like I'm like, what? Are you young? Are you like older? But we can talk about that later.
I mean, so well, we in Alexandria. But as far as the songs, I like them. I just want to challenge you to, as I challenge any MC, don't get too comfortable with the same style beats. Change it up a little. But I see a lot of potential. I see a lot of potential. Yeah, we in Alexandria. We ain't too far from Woodbridge. You said he used to live in Northern VA, also Woodbridge.
Yeah, dude, come down, fire the girl up, fire some other things up.
But I definitely I see the potential. Like I see a lot of potential. That last song was very visual. I love visual songs. I love the throwback hooks. And like I said, but I really want you for me to continue because we have another part at the bar, which we're on a Spinwax radio app, which we also play independent music and stuff like that. I would really love to play some of this music, but I need the real copy, not the rough draft. Like, and then like stuff like that. CB3 plays on Sports on the Hill, but we need the final mix, a really good mix to definitely support it and stuff like that. So we definitely want to network. Definitely want you to come down for a show. He's from Frankfurt, in Philly.
What is that? North, West Philly?
Nigga, I'm from New York.
I'm asking him. I'm going on your feed. What is that? West Philly or
So the funny thing, so I would say this about Philly dudes though. Yeah, send me one more. We'll play one more. Northeast. Yeah. So I would say this because you know those that know my brother and Gilly are real good friends. From Philly dudes that Gilly has always been, even when my brother was locked up, like loyal to us. And I always appreciate that. But I remember we was at a party for my brother, and I'm standing there, a little twisted. I got a stone face on, so it looks like I'm mad. Gilly done party, and he stops. He looks down, and then he's watching people come up to me or walk around me, and he's like, "You good? Is there a problem? We need to handle something?" I was like, "No, bro, I'm good. This is how I look."
Just chilling, man.
But like, because Philly dudes will take it. If they're cool with you, if someone fuck with you, they'll take it to a whole other level real quick. Like, nah, bro, I'm good. I am super good. I am, nigga. We here to party.
Right.
Let me change my demeanor. Because I was like, I probably look like I want to fuck somebody up right now. And it wasn't even that. That's just how I normally look.
Same here, dog. They be like, I'm always looking like I'm angry. Like, nah, that's just my regular mode, man.
I mean, I'm looking around. I'm trying to, we had a club.
You do be looking angry.
I don't. I just be chilling, man. Just
So,
in my head.
Oh, you said another one, a different vibe. Okay, let's see what we got here. This joint called Baby Vibes.
What?
Remember the gang, remember the name, yo. Remember the gang, remember the name, yo. Remember the gang, remember the name, flat out. Cools, look. First off, let me start off by saying I'm better. Bring whoever, the baby. Tell the fool this cool, no deal still got pulled. They blocking like O-line, this shade out void like McCoy. Cop or op, the side is a Glock or prop. Pop, sound of the bubble, I burst. Swear they the GOAT, yeah they the worst. Won't be the last, won't be the first. They flow so cookie seed. I stand out like look at me, hooked on my phonics. Drinking Patron with the tonic, rubber band over the money. Can't fit up in my wallet, mad as fuck. Couldn't make it flood up at Onyx. Guess I make it rain up at KOD. Mozzarella, cheddar, steak with cheese. Collect with ease, stack it. Price went up, I taxed it. Ass so fat, I waxed it. Mr. Miyagi, full of myself, I'm so cocky. Up in a party like Lolly Dottie. Smoke on the collie. Swear you a giant, don't lose your head, Jeremy Shockey. Posted up with my Aki. Moving my body from side to side. Sucker shit over here, nah, I don't slide. Slip and slide, baka. Give her ass wings, watch them fly. Bull in the China room, oh you so delicate. Told me she celibate, why is she fucking tonight? Call me the plumber, I give her the pipe. Beat it up, she calling me Mike. Cause that pussy I bite. Send ass up the turnpike. Send ass up the turnpike. Take a hike. Take a hike.
She know that I don't get no bread up. On the floor cause we fucking the bed up. Do my dance while I'm lifting her legs up. Start a lock, she be fucking my dreads up. Chill, no fuck up the vibe. All that stupid shit put to the side. Let me slide the panties right to the side. And I'ma eat that fucking pussy alive. You said you got a man, but you got him on block list. I hit it so good, she wanna make pancakes, cheese, eggs, and a couple fried sausage. She know I like to be low key, I don't do the shade room, won't catch me in the gossip. Niggas gon' act like a nigga ain't lit. Please get on my dick, nigga, stop it. LLC maneuver, boy, nigga, I'm the CEO. I got sticks and I'm with this shit, that's something you need to know. I pull up with temps all up in the Jeep. A gun with a scope, you thinking it's sweet. Keep doing the most, you gon' be deceased. Turn you to a ghost, you resting in peace.
Alright, that's so versatile. I can tell by CP3's dance we don't need to ask whether he liked it or not, because he came in a part that he was really feeling.
I feel like this dude might be my long lost brother, man.
Or son, depending on how old he is.
Yeah, Mike.
What?
You said Frankfurt. I ain't never been.
That don't mean that they
Shut up.
nothing.
Stop profiling me. Dog. Yeah, we need to coordinate, man. Definitely. I'm feeling your vibe. I'm feeling what you saying. I'm feeling your whole vibe, dog. I love Philly cats. I listen to a lot of, I used to be at Philly a lot. I listen to a lot of Philly music. And like Lady Antoinette said, I haven't heard a Philly cat sound like you. And you have a unique sound. You have a real sound. And yeah, you got a fan. I'm going to follow you if you on 151 page. I'm going to have to follow you. But yeah, you got a new fan, bro.
It's nice to I love metaphors, because that's how I grew up with you saying a whole bunch of shit and then you gotta play it again. You're like, oh, I didn't catch that. Oh shit, you said that. So I'm a big fan of metaphors. I think that's something that's a little bit missing in hip hop. Like,
Okay, I wanted to taste it. Just, don't drink it up.
yeah,
You know how we do on the show.
I know, but I mean,
Sure.
This robot was calling us a bitch.
you know what?
maybe you. This
that
man
from-
is making.
Take that from me. But I'm really happy. I love getting new sound and new music, and I love when people are bold enough to find us. And then I love people that are open minded when we even we give them a feedback and tell them something that they can improve on. So that's a win-win. So I got what you got, Lady Antoinette.
So you got a chuckle out of me growling in the daggone song. That was kind of funny. But great song once again. Really isn't a surprise that it was a good song because he gave us 2 good songs already. The only thing I can say, the only critique I can give you, especially if this is a rough draft, which would be good, because bring that bass line up. It's a really, really good bass line.
Yeah, once you
So
get
bring that up.
Yeah.
We want to hear that so people like CP3 can play it in their vehicle, because he said he's a bass head. I couldn't help it.
Hey, look.
But it was a very, very good bass line. And definitely bring that out in the song. And your cadence was really good because we would be able to bring that bass line up and still hear what he's saying because his cadence was going around that bass line. So that's really good. So kudos to you once again.
So he sent one more now. He says the last one.
We got a whole yes for that.
You about to make me ride up Philly, dog. Oh, yeah.
So this one is called
You won't get in trouble. You need to stay in this area.
I told you.
this one is called Take My Time.
Uh-oh.
I'ma just take my
Diamond in the rough, you such a gem. Always us, never them. Selfish with your love from above was appointed. Goodness gracious, I'm anointed. Found my rib, found my Eve. Love can leave you bald like Steve. Pageant full of beauty, still choose the wrong one. Got the winning ticket, hit the lottery. Traveling through the Odyssey to another galaxy. Adore me and more. Your body I'ma explore from head to toe, the deep in your core. Physically, spiritually, souls tied. Full of questions, don't know why, but you my reason. Past commitments blemished by treason. Suffocating, pulse of my breathing. Ricky Vaughn of relieving. Such a wild thing, turn fair game to the change where the stairs containment. Just a little tangle, perfect view. Love this angle, perfect blend. Devil, angel, angel, devil. Tonight we on a new level.
I'ma just take my time with all that we could be. Every time I close my eyes, you the only one I see. I gotta be crazy, cause you driving me crazy. So won't you be my baby? So won't you be my baby?
Sit back, unwind, sip on this plum wine. In today's time of mankind, your essence a rarity. In your life, someone chose to be an absentee. I can't believe it. Lord knows I receive it. My little melody from heaven that rained down. Comfortable when you was lost, well now you found. Turn the music up, dim the lights down. Oil on your body, passionately rub. After you dried off from the tub, about to go down. Plus, I'm off for a sub, you know what's up. That pussy about to tear it up. Sheets got you gripping up, moaning eyes tearing up, hitting that liver up. No words spoken, got you soaking round after round. You want it rough, spit in your mouth, dumb in your butt. Tonight we not making love. Stress got us needing some relieving. Play my part, I'll be your beacon. No longer in need, I got everything you seeking.
I'ma just take my time with all that we could be. Every time I close my eyes, you the only one I see. I gotta be crazy, cause you driving me crazy. So won't you be my baby? So won't you be my baby?
He's like, that's some of the maneuvers I use.
Just saying. Like I told you, I feel like I just sent you a friend request. I don't know, dog. That this vibe, it's like I don't know. This shit is crazy. It's like I feel every song that he's putting out there. I got like a connection to it. It reminds me of my younger days doing some of the things I would have. Don't look at me like that, all right? I would have, it get me in the vibe of like, damn, this is some real, some real music, some real hip hop. You can actually feel the love and the passion for the music and what you're listening to.
Well, he still has lyricism. He's not just rhyming to rhyme.
Exactly.
He still has lyricism. So he's doing the clever wordplay, and that's what the essence of hip. That's a lot of that. A lot of dudes can't do that.
Right.
Just to be honest, y'all can. And if you really want to come at me, I can. Just take it how you want it. I used to embarrass young boys freestyling on this show. I'm sorry, not on this show, on True Radio. Back in the day, we used to come at 1:30. I actually put a beat on for a cat one day, and I was like, hold on, this beat's too much for you. And I said it live on air, and I didn't know it. And then the engineer was like, you wild. I was like, what the fuck I do? He said, not only did you embarrass the dude, because he couldn't outrhyme you, but you actually put a beat on. You told him that beat was too much for him. I said that? He said, yeah.
That's how that shit be sometimes.
And he was like, you meant it. Real quick though, CP3 has a SoundCloud. He's going to tell you his SoundCloud information so you can listen to some of his beats.
Hashtag beats by CP3. I got some new tracks I haven't released yet. That's some of my older work. But like I said, I sent you a friend request. You hit me up. We definitely do some talking offline. because you definitely got a good sound. And if I can have a beat that you like, that you want to flow on, hey man, let's do some work, man. I'm trying to get some exposure, and I got a young artist that I was working with, and I touch back base with him, but I got a track that I think he would go good on to fill in for a spot that we got on there for the remix. So yeah, we definitely could do some work, but yeah, like I say, whenever you get a chance to get down to the DMV, hit us up, come on down Sundays. Normally I'm over here if we ain't working by 1, 2 o'clock, real fired up, TV fired on, it's nice warm things fired up. Hey dog, yeah, we can do some work, bro. You definitely got talent, you definitely got skill, you definitely got love and respect for the craft that you're putting out there.
Definitely. Man, oh man. I don't know what more can we say.
Go right out
there.
Well, I definitely peeped well, he said he was taking his time, so I definitely peeped I was taking his time.
And then the versatility of the 3 different tracks that he sent us. The first 2 had a vibe, and he switched up, and he got one for the ladies too. So yeah, I could actually had that been a strip club.
He's going right back to the strip club.
I'm just saying, you get the girls motivated behind something like that to get inspiration, start dropping down off the pole, dollars start falling, next thing you got a bank. I'm just saying. I know some people that work.
You will find a way to bring the strip club into the equation.
I told you, I'm trying to go viral, damn it. That's how you go. You got to hit all the platforms. We can go sports, we can go politics, we can go strip club, booty shaking. We can do it all. That's what we do here.
Yeah, CP3 told the DJ, he was like, I sent you my folks music 2 times and I bought you a couple of drinks.
Yeah,
and you ain't played this music.
I'm coming to the club.
He said, yo, I ain't fucking with you. We cut the DJ out.
You know what I'm saying? Before I would get in the club free because I was cool with security. Now they got a whole new security staff and they don't fuck with me because they know I'm with the whole security crew. So I got to pay $20 to get in. Then every time I come in there, I buy me a drink and buy him a drink. And they done went up on their prices. So a double shot of Tito's is like $18 now. So I done this like
Tito's in your car.
You know what I'm saying? So I done this a couple of times, and I keep on like, hey man, you play my nephew shit, see how I play in the club, boom boom boom. I shoot some footage, boom boom boom. All right. Then one of the strippers.
The what?
The stripper. I can't even call her a stripper. She was a stripper. She had a track. Now, like I said, y'all the mixed master aficionados. But when I heard the motherfucker, I knew it was fucked up. And I looked at this motherfucker, I was like, hold up, dog, hold up. Time out, flag on the play. You gonna play her shit because you trying to get some pussy. But I'm in here feeding you drinks to come in here.
Wait. It was her song.
Yeah.
Not just like something she wanted to play. It was her.
It was her. And then she grabbed the mic and didn't even know the lyrics to her own fucking
shit.
Baby. You was disgusted.
I was disgusted. We went out, like, dog, let's go outside. I went outside. I was like, dog, you think I come up here for fun, feeding you drinks and paying $20 to get in for you not to play my nephew shit, and you play this buckethead bitch shit, words of her own song that ain't mastered worth a fuck? I'm like, dog, we cool, but I don't like you like that, dog. I'm saying that this motherfucker actually texted me on Christmas and shit talking about Merry Christmas. I still ain't responding back.
It is Valentine's Day, President's Day.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go pop up there the other day just to see who's gonna react, because he ain't him, but he be looking at my Facebook stories like he wish he could still talk to me and shit.
Oh my God.
I'm surprised you ain't reply, fuck you.
Nah, because I'm still use his ass. I still got my bro. I'm trying to get linked in with him because he got a bigger DJ audience.
Yeah.
I want to get the strip club back because never been.
Oh man, shit. Get back but tear the strip club up. All right, he said he got one more. This is maybe actually a strip club song. It's called "Do a Trick."
Where the dollars?
You know.
Nah, I see what you doing and it's cool, but I'm gonna need you to do a trick. You think you could do that for me?
Man, here we go again.
Cool. Let me see a trick. Make it do a trick. Let me see a trick. Make it do a trick. Let me see a trick. Make it do a trick. Let me see a trick. Make it do a trick. twerk, son, twerk, son, twerk, son, twerk, son. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Come about that Fashion Nova, bust into a split. I told my nigga bring the Louis bag, cause we fucking up a brick. Make it go up and down, yeah, like it's on some other shit. I told the shorty I'm right with the shit. She told me she do that shit right on the dick. You know where to find me, I'm right in the mix with a stick in the bag, cause I'm right with the shits. All of that ass must come from your mom. I'm a big step in these Louis Vuittons. I do not plan on keeping the calm, so show me a trick, don't be wasting my time. I got the juice, I got the sauce. I do not plan on taking a loss. I do not plan to walk in the store and see what I want and ask what it costs. I just wanna see you do what it do. Me and the gang and you and your crew. You throwing it back and doing the trick. Now what do you know? That's 2 out of 2. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Twerk, son, 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 twerk, son. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Show me a trick, show me a trick, show me a trick, show me a trick, show me a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Twerk, son, 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 twerk, son. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick. Let me see a trick, make it do a trick.
In the comments, and I will play it on the next show.
Wait, is a video for that song?
Yeah. Too bad, CP3, you didn't make the video. You didn't make the video cut for that one.
I'm about to sing it. Okay, I'm about to go on the 151 to the At the Bar stream. I'm about to put my SoundCloud in there now. We gotta do some work.
Yeah, definitely. So, but also too. So, and I get it. You know, when you hit a rough draft, boom, boom, boom. So, he knows what we're talking about because you can hear this song. This is his brother's song, but you can hear this joint was properly mixed and stuff. So, you know, obviously they have the tools to get that done, and I can't wait to hear the finished product of the other joints that he sent.
Yep.
That got me amped. That got me amped.
Just drop the link.
Oh man, well, we have to wind the show down now. The funny thing is, it's always when I be like, "Oh, we about to have an early show," and then somebody starts sending music, and then it's like, "Oh, well, so much for that thought."
These are the best shows, man, because it's unscripted. It's always unscripted, but we don't have a guest, so it's just whatever we want to fucking talk about.
Well, that and I will salute to him, salute the Coos because he took advantage of the opportunity. A lot of people don't take advantage of the opportunity. If you have a thing where a show where we don't have a guest and it just takes me back to that one time. I gotta talk about this when the dude sent the song.
Not the fuck boy.
And he sent the song and then he got in his feelings because it was like, yo, it's a B-side cut. And he wouldn't send any more songs. Lady Internet reached out to him, and then he was like, "Y'all are hating."
I told him to send another shot.
Oh, you mean I thought you meant you reached out to him after that.
No.
While we were still on the show.
Yeah, while still on the show. She was, you know.
Because if I would have reached out to him after the fact, I might not have been so nice. So.
It's a fuck boy.
Or the dude that thought that we ain't know nothing about his country or his culture.
Oh, the African dude? Yeah, his thing was crazy.
I can't say that about all of them. However, that gentleman was.
He was, and his music was terrible. But we definitely, you know, we're gonna get some people that are bullshit, but then when we link up with the real artists, it's just it's always a different feeling.
Right.
See, they just don't understand.
It's that.
Yeah, they don't understand the impact and the effect that we can have with their music, because they don't understand the reach that we have with different networking and folks that we know, especially 151, the reach that he has in the music industry. So it's like we appreciate folks, like you say, jumping out there and putting their music out there, because like you say, it's hard to put your hard work out there that you don't know how people are going to react to it, and to be able to take criticism or people critiquing with your work and take it in stride. And they told you earlier, the rough draft, yeah, it was rough draft. Some folks say defense tool, yada 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 yada. You was like, all right, bet I got some other shit for you. That's what it's all about. Being able to adapt to it. Don't take it personal. It's business.
I mean, yeah,
It's business.
You gotta understand. My nephew is my artist. I remember one day he came to, a long time ago, but I remember he came to a song and I was like, "That's not the last song you did." I walked away, and I ain't never heard that song ever again. Then when he called me, he played me something totally different. I was like, "Okay, that's cool." Like if I'm that rough and that honest, I ain't gonna say rough, that honest with him, my expectation is to do that with everybody.
Right.
I
feel like for anybody, kind of piggybacking off of what he said, if you're not already in the circle that we have built here,
yeah,
the people that we know, people that we have connections to, if you're not already in that circle, try to get in that circle. And that's not just for us. That's how you network.
That's the point of
You
that.
want to hit this circle here, you want to hit this circle there, you want to hit this circle here, and then ultimately you'll have all these different circles that you have access to, meaning you have a plethora of fans. You network to the right people. You'll have producers. You'll have DJs. You'll have other lyricists or other artists that you can connect with. So it's very important.
Yeah.
But it's very important, even if we didn't have any type of expansion, the people that we're already currently connected to, if you're not already connected to them, it's beneficial to connect with us. And then, like I said, another group over here, do the same. And I've seen this recently, that a lot of young people don't know how to, and I feel so old by saying it, but when I say young people, I mean like literally my daughter's age. She's 20. A lot of people in that age group, they don't know how to network. They don't know that, hey, the more people I talk to, because you talk to us, you can access, especially on this platform, you can access other people that are watching our show. You talk to this show over here, you have access to all the other people that are watching that show, and so on and so forth. That's how you network. That's how you expand yourself. Right. And it's like, they're like, oh, I'm going to get on IG. Well, how are people going to come to your IG? It doesn't just happen overnight.
Yeah.
And then and then on top of that, your content, put something up that I would actually want to share.
Yeah.
And then, I'm going to go on TikTok. The reason why people get famous on these platforms is because they have shareable content. Don't show me you and your boys standing there holding money and that's all y'all doing.
Yeah.
Because we see that all the time, man. I'm not going to share that.
But what you're saying is your network is your net worth. And you can build, like, because of our network, we interview artists from Alabama, from where else? We did Alabama, South Carolina, Roanoke, ATL. Like, we interviewed people from all over. And But that's because we're networking outside of where we're at, outside of the DMV. You know, and we still interview artists inside the DMV. But we went on a good 3 month string of just artists calling in, and we couldn't even fit a DMV artist, and for like almost up until the new year, up until the new year, to the last two that we just had. We went on a back to back. We have Alexis who'll be like, well, how many slots you got? And if I say I got 6 slots, she's putting 6 people in there. And it's probably gonna be a little even more tougher this year because she's in ATL now.
And don't procrastinate.
Yeah.
Like you see an opportunity, go for it. And that's not just talking to us. I mean, just life.
Yeah, in general.
Look, you see an opportunity, go for it. So kudos to the gentleman who saw an opportunity and was like, hey, I'm about to send this. Oh, I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna send. Oh, y'all playing my stuff. Oh, that
Yeah.
So that's seizing the moment, and that's how you kind of get started. Take that initiative and stand by your work. If you're proud of that,
And
stand by it and push it.
and salute the Cools because he said the real feedback was appreciated.
Yeah, we're
And
not just gonna tell you
Oh
this.
yeah,
It's
we
good.
don't do that. Don't smoke on your ass. We don't leave.
I drink way too much to do stuff
We
like
gonna tell you if your shit's some doo doo, it's some doo doo.
I'm gonna be polite to
No
a
shit.
degree.
You what?
Like sometimes I'll be like, well, I didn't like it. That's polite, right?
That's what you call polite?
Don't believe that bullshit.
But that's polite. Like I'll tell a person if I don't like their music. Now if you get out of line, that's
She
different.
said with a blade in her hand.
Come on now. First of all, I always have a blade on me. So let's be real.
It'll be in her hand, not concealed.
What's on my hand? Define it.
You saw the blade I passed back to open the room.
I don't think they saw that.
Well, she got one. And it took her a while to find it. Like she was going through a whole catalog of weapons.
Okay, I was trying to produce the right tool for what you
see
need.
the words that she's using. Produce.
Those
are legal words. So she's been in these situations before where she's had to legally defend her actions and what she's done.
That's not because I went to school for psychology and criminal justice.
Which makes it even worse.
So that's the reason why I'm very
That means she
particular.
can plot.
And I bumped elbows with politicians on numerous occasions for different reasons.
And you know what elbows mean.
Bumping elbows don't mean any of that.
I did not have.
I worked on Capitol Hill, so that particular that's that. And then in Maryland, I was in circles of
Craig and MSA.
I don't even know why you trying with him.
He's about to catch an elbow now. He's talking about something.
I'm going soon.
He's about to catch an elbow to the rib.
$20,000 on myself for $29 in court in some backwoods.
What you got going on tomorrow on Sports on the Hill, sir?
Tomorrow night we have a limited show. The Capitals are on Olympic break, but they played 2 games and 2-0. So we'll recap those games. Then I'll be most likely jumping off air, and Robbie will be covering the NBA Roundtable with the Wizards, and he'll have his Olympic talk for the 3rd week of Olympics. I can't wait till it's over because I miss my Chicago show.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I mean, I love curling.
I'm so unpatriotic.
I love the bike. I don't know why I do.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
I don't even know the rules.
That is the lamest.
Man, that should be
What the fuck is curling?
If you've never watched curling,
that big piece of steel.
They're
that they
on
slide
ice and they're sliding around. You're trying to get it. You're trying to get the momentum.
And then they got the brooms.
And you got to sweep the broom to try to get more momentum so that it keeps going. I don't know why I love this shit. I don't know why.
When they first made this a winter sport, I was like,
I don't know why I love watching that shit, but for some reason I'll be mesmerized. I will watch And now they got mixed singles and shit where you got a man. And there was one couple that was married, and the wife was like angry and like she was mad at the dude.
So you watch it not for the sport itself, but for the people.
I mean the whole thing because they're so intense when they're doing it, and I don't even know the rules of the fucking game. But I'm watching it, and you can hear.
They do be serious.
Yeah, they be serious. Go. And they be different countries and shit. You know, like they be speaking different languages. You be sitting there like they are really serious about it. Like they've been training this shit for years.
They are.
I don't know why I love watching this shit, but I do. And then the biathlon. Me and my dad used to play Winter Olympics on the computer games. We used to play that joint, and we used to compete. So now for some reason I like to, well, they be shooting too. Yeah. But I can't ski worth a fuck. But for some reason I love watching that shit. Yeah. I don't know why, but I do.
It's like a triathlon, like like they're doing multiple things, and they're like on skis, they're shooting, and you'll see them. They like skiing.
How do you incorporate skiing and shooting?
It's too much going on, and I'm like, what?
Man, that shit.
No, I'll be honest with you. I don't watch the Olympics at all. I've never fucking watched the Olympics.
So I used to watch it faithfully, but even the Winter Olympics, like ice skating, gymnastics has been a thing, but there's a lot of controversy this year. First of all, of course, in China, they're going to have all these scandals and these controversies. Sha'Carri Richardson spoke out about it because she was banned from the Winter Olympics from competing because she smoked marijuana, which is not
from the Summer Olympics, right?
Right, and it was not a performance enhancement type of drug, right? But this other girl from Russia is allowed to compete. And that particular drug is considered a performance enhancing drug, and she was allowed to compete. But then they're like, oh, well, she can't place. If she wins a medal, she can't come to the ceremony. And what? Like, why is she even competing?
Then why is she competing?
There you go. So makes no sense, right? So Sha'Carri did speak out against it. She was like, oh, the only difference is our skin color.
That was true. And I was going to probably touch on, I think I had it on At the Bar, on the At the Bar page. We was going to touch that, but then we got into the music review and everything. So, but definitely.
But also, we had our first Black female speed skater win gold. Yeah. So that's a big thing. And I remember a gentleman, I think his name was Shawnee Davis. He was the first Black man to win. Don't quote me on that, y'all, because it's been a long day. But I remember that moment when the first Black male. So now we have the first Black female. So that's cool. The Winter Olympics has its ups and downs. One thing that's new, we know the story about the Jamaican bobsled team, right?
Yeah. Cool Runnings.
Right. So
they're back.
The Jamaican bobsled team was of course a factor again. But they also decided to do a unibob where one person goes down the bobsled. Now, we remember this movie, it looked like they were struggling with that daggone bobsled. Imagine one person. Now, it is lighter because it's made for one person, but I couldn't do it.
Ain't about that life.
Nah. And like your weight, like when you're going around certain corners, your weight matters, and you shifting the weight and all that stuff.
Too much like work.
High enough, man, you can do whatever the fuck.
That don't mean you gonna win.
I'm just saying.
And of course we can't. We know you're not supposed to be high. So what you talking about?
You Jamaican.
You
gonna smoke a J before you get in that box. If I don't make it out, I'm gonna be high when I do.
First and foremost, you an idiot if you decide you want to smoke or do any type of drugs on a bobsled. Okay? That takes.
I ain't getting the roller coaster until I was
some
high.
focus.
I ain't getting the roller coaster until I was
high.
I
believe you.
And I enjoy it.
But the roller coaster, you do not control the roller coaster. I used to work at the location called Six Flags now. I never threw anybody off.
Get the break real quick.
Was it Adventure World or was it?
It was I worked there during the transition.
I ain't been there.
Was it Adventure World? Or was another name?
Wild World.
Wild World.
No, it was Safari World. Huh? Then Wild World. Then Adventure World. Then Six Flags.
I ain't been there since Wild World.
So you didn't go to Adventure World? I still have a
think
T-shirt.
I
My
went
mother
once.
found it. Said Wild World.
I think I went once when I
See, in New York, it was Invention World.
Right. But it was first because everybody keeps buying
Once
it.
my niece started working there and ran the Superman ride, I ain't going.
I told you the first year they opened Superman, I was there, and that ride was doomed from the start.
Just knowing that my niece was running it, I was like,
Yeah, I used to run
Right,
it.
yeah,
she ain't give a fuck. So I could imagine her.
Well, now, was she a ride attendant or she was a ride operator?
I think she was the operator.
So she didn't give a fuck. That's usually because of people that raised her.
Just saying, if somebody cuts you out and they get on a roller coaster, then God let it do what it do, man. You know, if I hit
But you can call security and have them kick out the park, so that's the thing.
I mean,
That's
and when I
usually-
worked there, all my friends were security as well, so there's that.
I mean, that's usually because the people that raised her made her that way.
I mean, just because if you tell somebody if they jump out the pocket, you tell them fuck you and go have a nice day, that's still being polite. That's still customer service.
So I was wrong for saying that I'm polite, but you think that that's polite?
I mean, as long as you say have a nice day, that kind
Oh,
of
so you can say everything that you want to say.
That makes it better.
Child back.
That's what happens in the movies.
You are.
First of all, this is real life.
It's real life.
This is real life.
What they're like in the fucking.
See, that's the problem, right?
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's
So
freedom
you
of
can't.
speech.
First of all, you can't be mad at your niece when you sitting here talking like
That's
this.
why they get on the fucking ride. I knew better. I don't know if she was there the day the bride broke down and they had to climb down and shit. I don't know.
Nah.
But I wasn't there.
This was the
You
first
didn't call
day.
it a
I know
check?
the people who worked it that day.
And she probably said, fuck it, man. The joint stopped working.
Your niece, how old?
She's 40. She's 39.
Okay.
Yeah, she
So
was
you
there.
made her into
Was
a
she working there
monster.
the first year it became Six Flags?
Yeah, I think so. She was still there when it was Six Flags. She was a part time, but she used to go on there.
So you made her a monster, and then you let the world suffer.
I mean, I am the king of assholeness, and she did go up under my roof.
So,
So
Right, and you 5 years older than her? Yeah, you was a bad influence. I
we're
can tell
all,
you that
see,
now.
that's the funny thing. We're all 5 years apart. My older sister is 53. My sister is 49. I'm about to be 45. My niece is 30. It's crazy. It's worked out like that.
Mhm. And I'm sure because y'all were close in age that, yeah.
You did some bad things.
I'm just saying, she
And
learned.
she watched you because you just a little bit older than her. She
But
watched
still,
you.
but she still didn't take after me. That's the only problem.
Oh, and trust me, she took after you more than you probably realized.
No. Because some of the mistakes she's made, if she was taking
I
after
said more
me,
than you realized. I didn't say completely.
Yeah. So,
Well, we about to get up out of here, CT, because you.
fuck that. We about to have some fun. Let me talk about psychology.
What?
Talk about all types of shit.
What is wrong with you?
I ain't ready to go.
You ain't
yet.
ready to go?
I ain't ready to go yet.
I swear I want to smack you. I want to smack you and drag you out. Like, what is wrong with
Y'all
you?
play some more video for something.
Nah, nigga, we play this one song. We playing this one song and we're out.
He the man that get mad when the lights come on in the club. I ain't ready to go.
I ain't ready to go.
Where's she at?
That's sad. That's really sad.
She ain't willing.
She ain't what?
She ain't willing, and I don't believe in taking. I don't do that. That's wrong.
Please fix your voice.
Anyway, new Renegade. Wow.
Yay.
Yeah, right. This shit live. All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just push that weight and move the 100 piece. I just want the money, power, and the peace. All on me, it's all on me. I just touched down in LA for the week. Had to go and get away from the streets, cause they know a nigga act is all on me. I get that bag off, go stack a rack up, pull up the sex fifth, go drop a bag off. I got a tax y'all for hanging with rats, dog. You can never catch me frontin', I done backed off. I'm like, hey, back it up with these groceries, that's my safe way. All these binges be a drug, that's my gateway. I be such a big stabber, they call now Mayday. Dispatch to them feds, but you catch this KK. Every day's a payday. Over I make her fade away. I can never trust no thought, never give her what I got. I just pulled up on the dock that I pulled up off the lot. You can never ruin my day, only thing you in my way. Always acted like a boss, every time I took a loss. All on me, she all on me. She just watch me count about 100 G's. I just pushed that weight and moved 100 G's.